Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Sam Redgate-Large channel, ladies and ladies and gents. Welcome back, and it's another exciting day of football here, and we have got FA Cup finalists Chelsea taking on Arsenal in a London derby. It's very warm in my flat, so I do apologise if I look incredibly red. That isn't my intention, but hopefully you guys are a bit more comfortable than I am at the moment. Hopefully it just chills out. It's been a lovely day. Hope it's been a lovely day wherever you are as well at the moment. Hopefully it's been as lovely as it has been for me. Let's see what you guys are talking about today. Shrafter saying up the Blues. Good to see Bailey's been in the chat. Cameron's been in the chat as well saying come on the Blues and hello. And Curly as always in the chat as well. Getting us in nice and early. It's lovely day, and it should be some excellent football today. Cameron says, I'm playing on my Xbox while revising for GCSEs and listening to your stream. I mean, I'm not an expert on revising, Cameron, but that doesn't sound like the greatest of revision to me. But, whatever suits you, whatever suits you. Surely that's the thing. I mean, me and Curly weren't the best in school anyway, so, well, specifically me. Curly just wasn't one of the people who revised easiest. If I remember correctly, Curly, we used to distract ourselves very easily. So don't take a leaf out of our books, Cameron. Don't take a leaf out of our books. But more people who shouldn't take a leaf out of our books is, in terms of footballing ability tonight, is Chelsea. Arsenal can take a leaf out of my book if they'd like and be absolutely, utterly rubbish. But it should be a good game in this game. Of course, Chelsea, realistically, if they win tonight, it looks like they will be sat in a top four position, and third place looks pretty much sealed, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours is the phrase, and I have no idea what you mean, says Curly. Yes, you do. Don't play that one. Yes, top four should be pretty much signed, sealed and delivered if Chelsea manage to win this tonight. They have 2 games in hand on Spurs, who are beneath them in terms of position and, well, just beneath them generally. And it should be an interesting one. Arsenal, of course, haven't been in the greatest of form over the last few games and will be wanting to improve tonight specifically, whether that's actually get a win or what. I do vaguely think that Arsenal are in with a chance. Chelsea very rarely manage to do a double over Arsenal. It's not like it's Tottenham where it's a walk in the park. So it's going to be an interesting one. We'll have a look at the team lineups in a second, ladies and gents. We will take a look. And Cameron says he's so nervous for his exams. Good luck for your exams, Cameron, whenever they start. I'm sure they start soon. I'm sure you'll be on study leave or something. Afternoon to Oliver as well. Chelsea can take a leaf out of my book by being a footballing legend. And the crown next to your name is deserved, Oliver. Oh, you too. You're so sweet, aren't you? You're so sweet. But we shall, I'm just trying to work out, is right at the top. Maybe if I adjust the frame. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the fact that the frame is just slightly sticking out and I haven't changed that for weeks. So I don't quite know how that's happened. But we will sort that in a second. We shall sort that one in a second. And then once we've done that, I don't think it is that one that needs sorting, is it? No, it's the one beneath it. I think it's this one. No. We'll get it sorted. We will get it sorted. But we'll have a talk and we'll have a look through. Let me move my phone away from the microphone, as I'm aware that might get quite annoying if it is constantly beeping. We've got top 4 action, or at least in Chelsea we've got top 4 action. We've got an exciting game. A lot to prove for Arsenal today, a lot to prove after a recent dip in form. I think that's the best thing we can really say, is the nicest way to say it, is that it is a recent dip in form. I don't think they've been overly awful, but I don't think they've not been at their best, and when they are at their best, they can definitely be a team that is a team to be reckoned with, I must say, and that is hard for me to say. That is definitely hard for me to say as a Chelsea fan. Is that sorted now? Why? Yes, it is. There we are. Beep, exactly. Let's have a look then. Let's go over to the intermission screen and let's have a look at the teams. If I can remember to actually open these things up before going live, it's always helpful. Always helpful. Where are we? Here it is. Oh, not that one. Here it is. There we go. Now you should be able to see the teams on your screen as follows. I need to angle this. I am in an absolute mess today, ladies and gents. I had my TV then angled to the wall instead of to me, and I mean, depending on the result tonight, it might have been more useful to have it pointing at the wall. But who knows? We'll find out over the course of the 90 minutes. Let's start off and let's talk about the FA Cup finalists. Sorry, Oliver. The FA Cup finalists for this evening, and Chelsea are the home side. They've made a couple of changes since that FA Cup triumph at the weekend. Of course, that was the last time they played. They haven't played in the Premier League for what seems like a long time. I believe it was that game against Southampton. A lot has changed during that time. A lot has changed, and as you can see, the lineup has pretty much changed as well from the weekend. I'm trying to think, actually. I think there's no Rudiger, there's no Thiago Silva, I'm also tempted to say. And, oh no, there wasn't Thiago Silva on Saturday either, was there? And the intriguing thing is, if we look through the team as we start, Edouard Mendy obviously in goal for tonight. The intriguing thing is SofaScores haven't learnt from last time and have put Reece James as a right wing back. As we saw against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup, we saw Reece James playing in a right centre half role, and that looked like it was there to stop Wilfried Zaha and to stop him being able to progress the balls in that channel in between, almost as you look where Azpilicueta is here, in between Reece James and N'Golo Kante, where that would be now, but obviously Azpilicueta was there. So it worked really effectively for Chelsea at the weekend, and Wilfried Zaha had a few sort of glimpses, but didn't really see anything from the wide players specifically of Crystal Palace. Maybe the three up front didn't quite help them, especially with them all being marked by one man. But Andreas Christensen is another player who is starting tonight, who started at the weekend, had a good performance at the weekend after a sloppy one in the first leg of the Champions League, but definitely turned it around there, and good performance. And of course he needs to play at his very best, as he'll be hoping to move himself onto a Champions League side in the summer. And then of course former Porto player, I'm sure Jordan Spence would tell you, Malang Sarr starts at left centre half. So we do have a few changes. Like I say, no Rudiger, no Thiago Silva, probably the most noticeable absentees of that Chelsea defence. Of course, Rudiger definitely deserves a break now. He's been phenomenal. I think he's played every Premier League game up until this point, so definitely deserves a break. And then left wing back Marcus Alonso, who's just starting to find a little bit of form. We could have done with it potentially earlier on in the season, but he's just starting to find a little bit of form. Afternoon to Schrachter as well, and Curly says, big night for the Wiki Tiki, Mount versus Erdegaard. It most certainly is. I'm sure he'll pop in at some point. To mainly if Erdegaard scores. I'm sure he'll pop in. Let's move on to the midfield, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek following was it an injury to Mateo Kovacic at the weekend? I can't quite remember. I think it was, wasn't it? Let's just double check that. I can't quite remember, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek had a brilliant game against, I think it was. He's not on the bench, so I cannot remember. I'm sure Oliver will tell me. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who did come on in that game, he had a fantastic game against Crystal Palace, a really good player. And starting to dominate just a little bit more of Ruben Loftus-Cheek now. He's finally starting to come of age at the age of 26, just turned 26. So hopefully Ruben Loftus-Cheek now can kick on and cement a position in this Chelsea side. We know how much Chelsea fans and the whole club love Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and it was a great finish as well. Cheek's goal was beautiful, says Curly. Most certainly. I've had a great day, thank you, Cameron. Hopefully you have. Naby Sarr greater than Malang Sarr. I mean, that's a close battle, actually. Naby Sarr has been brilliant for Huddersfield Town over the last few weeks, coming up with clutch goals. Schrafter says he's going with a 3-1, and Cameron agrees about the performance of Ruben Loftus-Cheek at the weekend. I wonder if Ruben Loftus-Cheek would fit nicely in at that Crystal Palace side if they lose Conor Gallagher. That is the question. Afternoon to Fraser as well, who I've just seen pop up. And then capping off that midfield is N'Golo Kante as well. So no Jorginho. Jorginho's been a little bit out of favour over the last few weeks. But that being said, Chelsea have gone on quite a nice run other than the Brentford game. They've been on quite a nice run. And he's been dropped really from that moment onwards, has Jorginho. So maybe there was something that Thomas Tuchel didn't like and that Jorginho was being the catalyst for. But I think there's definitely a calm head in there. And that's maybe the reason, you know, we see him later on in games to dictate possession and just to slow the play down, as he is, you know, he's a very slow player generally anyway. But maybe that is just a little bit of a reason for that. And then we move on to the 3 up front, and this is interesting the way that they've set this up, because at the weekend against Crystal Palace, I would have said, actually looking at it, that Timo Werner and Havertz would have set up like this with Mount in behind them. They've gone for it again, thinking that Mason Mount will play in behind the 2 strikers. We'll have to wait and see. There's no doubts in my mind, though, that Timo Werner will be off that left-hand side so he can cut in on his right foot. And then Romelu Lukaku, of course, back in the side. He missed a big opportunity at the weekend against Crystal Palace, which he definitely should have scored, in my opinion. I was absolutely screaming at the time. I thought he was going to do it. But it's great to see Timo Werner with a run-in of games here. Who have they gone with captain? Aspilicueta, I didn't spot him there. There was a second there in my head where I was like, ooh, God. I miss Ruben at Palace. He was very good at Palace. What time is the kickoff? It is kickoff in 7 minutes' time at 7:45, Cameron. 7:45. And then, of course, Mason Mount, who I just said, in behind, who I've got on the back of my shirt. And Arsenal, we're used to this defence by now, aren't we? Aaron Ramsdale starting off in goal. Rob Holding instead of Ben White. Nuno Tavares in at that in at that left back spot because of the injury to Kieran Tierney. Gabriel and then Ben White is on the right hand side. So the bit of a shift in formation. I think Rob Holding will play out on the right. I didn't even notice him there. Ben White at the top, and even into Max as well. And then the 2 defensive midfielders look like El Neni and Granit Xhaka. The 3 in front of them then will be Emile Smith-Rowe, Martin Ødegaard and Bukayo Saka. Martin Ødegaard has the captain's armband on here. I was about to question that, and that being said, if you look at the amount of players there, take El Neni and Xhaka out, every one of the other players is pretty much new to this squad. Rob Holding obviously dipping in and out, and the same with Eddie Nketiah. So it's interesting. It is interesting. Let's see who the captain is tonight for Arsenal. That's going to be interesting to look at, actually. I'm going to be very, very interested. I'm very, very interested to see who is the captain. You'd have thought it'd have gone to Gabriel or someone like that. I won't give it to Ramsdale, but you would have thought it'd have gone to Gabriel. But, you know, look at that. Average age, 24.5. I was just saying how it's very much a new side. That'll tell you. 24.5 years old. Very, very young age. 3 years the difference between them. That is actually incredible. And then, of course, without Lacazette up front, Eddie Nketiah, the only striker left at Arsenal. And then you look at the benches. Those are the benches for you, ladies and gents. We won't go over them in too much detail. You can see them on the screen now for you. I can see Oliver and Schrafter having a little bit of banter with each other. Palace greater than Chelsea, says Fraser. Not sure that's quite how it works, Fraser. And then if we scroll down to the league standings, that's the word I was looking for. That totally just went from my head there. As you can see, Chelsea, if they win tonight, they will be how many points in front of Spurs? Can anyone do the quick maths? 3 + 5 is 8. So there'll be 8 points ahead of Spurs. And then, with a game in hand on Spurs, of course, and they would then be as well 9 points behind Manchester City. So if Chelsea are still, if they win tonight, are Chelsea completely confirmed in third place? Do let me know, because if Manchester City and Liverpool are confirmed in second and first, then Chelsea surely have to be confirmed with a similar points difference between them. That is my logic on that one. That is my logic. And Arsenal, they just need to be careful. Just need to be a little bit careful. As you can see, Manchester United have played 2 more games. They've got nothing to worry about with them. But they do need to be careful to make sure that those games in hand, which they have on Manchester United and West Ham and Wolves as well, that they use these games wisely so that they can push and get themselves alongside Spurs or in front of Spurs as well. But, ladies and gents, we will go back to the regular screen. Where's it gone? My mouse has disappeared. Is it on the screen? Oh, found it. I have found my mouse. And we shall get on with the football for tonight. Let us know your score prediction for today's game and keep the banter nice and friendly, ladies and gents. No need to get anyone angry or upset or anything. All good love in here. Wolves have had a belter of a season. They had a belter of a first half of the season. They've kind of tapered off just a little bit, but I think that's expected, isn't it? I think that is expected. You can't expect them to be that fantastic all the way through the season. A lot of people were worried when Nuno Espirito Santo left, so you've definitely for me got to give Wolves a lot of credit there. A lot of credit. I think they've been really, really good. Really good. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Why is this not working anymore? That is annoying. Let's see if that works. No, we'll go on to a different one. That is absolutely fine. Let us know your score predictions then, ladies and gents. I am going to go with... What are we going to go with? Oh, that is a big question. That is a big question. What am I going to go with tonight? Arsenal seem to be one of Chelsea's bogey sides. Like I said earlier, it seems to be a little bit easier when they play against Spurs than when they play against Arsenal. Arsenal seem to be able to get the better of Chelsea a little bit more often than not. Curley's going 4-4 to have a mental game. We've not had a mental game in one of these Manchester derbies for a little... Manchester derbies? What? London derbies in a while. I got so distracted there because they don't have the number 3 on their kit on the lineup thing, which I'm currently looking at, which is what completely threw me off. So I'm going to go with... What are we going to go with? I'm going to go with 3-1 to Chelsea. 3-1. I think it'll be nice and easy for Chelsea tonight. Just before we do get into this game, ladies and gents, as always, I'll be about a minute behind because of the Fire Stick shenanigans. So, number one, if you are watching and you're watching in real time, please, no spoilers, please. And of course as well, do be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you are new. Interestingly, the graphic that is on my screen right now is going with Arsenal with a 3 at the back with Wan-Bissaka. Why did that even come into my head? Why did Aaron Wan-Bissaka come into my head? I'm probably thinking of last night because he was playing like on the left, was he last night? Wan-Bissaka. Saka, not Wan-Bissaka. Saka is playing at right wing back. So that is obviously a big change. Usually he is one of the players at the forefront, isn't he? At the forefront of that Arsenal attack and one of the best players in there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka with the king emoji. I don't think he is anymore. Let's have a look. Cameron's going 3-1 to Chelsea. One time I want Chelsea to win, says Max, and Max has gone 2-1 Chelsea. Oliver says a boring 0-0. It's Tom versus Oliver today. I don't know how it is Tom versus Oliver today. Who are Newcastle playing? Is that who you meaning? Yeah, you mean in Newcastle. That really threw me off then. I forgot about that. And Cameron going 3-1 as well. So I'm going to go with 3-1. Me and Cameron both in agreement for this game of a 3-1 to Chelsea. Like I say, if you haven't already, guys, we're going on the road to a nice 700 subscribers, and there will be a couple of changes coming to this channel in a few weeks' time. So do keep your eyes peeled for those. But also, do be sure, if you haven't already, to smash that like button for us and hit subscribe and keep supporting the channel. I really do appreciate all of the support that you guys chuck my way, even though sometimes it can be a little bit quiet. Full credit to Wan-Bissaka playing 2 nights back-to-back. I know, incredible effort from Wan-Bissaka. It's funny because I made that joke the other day because there was... a Jota, and we're underway. By the way, Erdegaard gets us underway at Stamford Bridge. There was a Jota playing for Rangers, and it was the day after Liverpool had played, and I made that joke, and no one laughed. And I see how it is. I see how it is. Sam, remember that Jorginho back pass? I don't, I must say. I don't remember that one. You'll have to remind me. I'm sure you'll send me the message. Josh Wilkinson. I was just wondering earlier, actually, Josh. I was looking at the accounts that I've got as moderators because I was going to add a few. But I just didn't get around to it. And it said Wilco, and I wondered if you'd changed your name. I didn't know if you'd changed the accounts or if you have 2 accounts or whatever. But evening to Josh, and evening to Dino as well, who says you should support Leeds, bro. Being Chelsea must be so boring. Expect them to win all the time. I mean, that just sounds like complete jealousy to me, Dino. I mean, I've been catching up with Huddersfield Town. You know, the town I now live in. So I've been catching up with those. Been watching them go for the mighty playoffs, and me and Curly discussing earlier who is better, Naby Sarr or Malang Sarr. Naby Sarr for Huddersfield as well has been absolutely brilliant. Sam Dye's I'm assuming you meant die-hard support. Yes, die-hard support of Leeds. That is totally a thing. Totally. He also loves Mo Salah. How can you not love Mo Salah? How can you not? And Max is saying Plymouth Argyle. When you said that for a second there, Max, I thought you meant PAFC, who comes in the chat all of the time, or used to anyway. That's a good ball over the top there, looking for Werner. Headed clear though. Let me get the crowd sound on. I've forgotten about that once again. There we are, ladies and gents. We should have a nice little bit of crowd sound. But if you haven't already, guys, get your score predictions in. And also, let me know your first scorer. Let me know your first scorer for tonight. Hopefully we are 3-1. Hopefully so. I'd love to see us convincingly beat Arsenal. Because there was a lot of talk that I've seen over the last sort of few weeks about are Chelsea able to compete with that top 2 next season. Oh, that's a good ball into Werner there from Mount, who was slipping. But Werner just slightly dispossessed there. Kante did well to nick it in the first place. Here is Timo Werner again. He's going to roll it back to Malang Sarr. Yeah, there was a lot of talk as to whether Chelsea, are they too far away from the top 2 in Liverpool and Manchester City, both of course on for a minimum of a triple at the moment. Liverpool of course have got 1 and will be hoping to go for that quadruple. 2 brilliant sides, and 2 of the best sides we've seen in terms of global dominance in the last few years. But the question is that I'm going to pose to you guys is, do you see Chelsea on that same pedestal? Can Chelsea get there, and how far away are they? What player do they need? Let me know the signing. 1 player that would change Chelsea and make them world class. That's a free kick there, whipped in by Reece James. It's flat tapped by Aaron Ramsdale, and that'll go behind for a Chelsea corner. I don't know why he's come out for that one there, Aaron Ramsdale, unless he heard a call or something. He panicked just a little bit. Marcus Alonso wasn't that close to getting onto the ball, and he didn't know there was anyone behind him, so maybe a poor call there from Ben White. Any tips for your GCSE exam revision? I used to do everything in different colours, so level of importance. Oh, Marcus Alonso, it falls to in the box there, and he's just had 2 players closing down the ball right in front of him there, and it's just cannoned wide. I think that might be another is that another Chelsea corner? It most certainly is. Definitely is. Cannoned off the foot of Granit Xhaka there, who was alive to that one, alert to the danger, and to put that one wide. Yeah, that's what I'd do, Wilco. I used to do them all in different colours, and I'd make diagrams and stuff because I'm better at remembering stuff visually, and then I could pick out stuff on the way around. That would be what I'd do. I'm not jealous. Villa have won it all, only 5 trophies behind Chelsea. Just must be boring though. You win every game and every cup. Imagine beating Liverpool 7-2. I mean, we don't win every game and every cup, because otherwise we wouldn't have just been knocked out of the Champo. But I love Chelsea for different reasons, and you know, we all love the cups for different reasons, and you know, when your team's in good form, we absolutely love it, and that's the same reason Newcastle fans are so elated about having their takeover. That's good play there from Arsenal, but just gave the ball away there in the final third. Not a good sign as the ball gets pumped up the field. Erling Haaland is the player. Erling Haaland is the player. I find that release clause on Erling Haaland really, really low, even in Schafter. Really low. It seems absolutely bonkers that Borussia Dortmund let them have him like that low. But at the time when he joined Borussia Dortmund, he was semi-proven, wasn't he? Because he'd done well in the Champions League for Salzburg, but he wasn't league proven. He wasn't consistently scoring those goals in a top league. And so, whilst it does confuse me just a little bit, as Leicester go 1-0 up against Everton, whilst it does confuse me just a little bit, I'm also not surprised that it is that low, because you'd have thought, though, with a player showing his potential, you would have thought, whack 100 mil on him, whack 100 mil on him, that's what you'd be thinking. Chelsea's European semi-final game, oh wait, right, okay, that was hilarious. Come back to us when you've won a Champions League, Josh. In fact, come back to us when you've won 2, and then it'll be even longer away. That Stormzy up front for Chelsea in the number 9. I mean, he might as well be. And Eden Hazard is the player. A player of Eden Hazard's quality is definitely the man. He's definitely the man that Chelsea need. We've been lacking that quality over the last few years, lacking that little bit of quality. Let's see if they've got the quality tonight. 6 minutes in on the clock. There's a lovely ball over the top though by Xhaka, who tries to pull one across the box there. I think, was that Nketiah there? Or was it Gabriel up from the goal kick there who tried to cross it? It was Gabriel. I thought it was Nketiah because he was that far up. I just thought, it must be. I was like, it don't look like Nketiah, but it must be. But it was Gabriel who tried to fire a shot off there, and it was a good save from Edouard Mendy to get his foot down nice and quickly. Aspilicueta there on the throw-in, being pressured by Mason Mount. There goes Ben White, and he's given the ball away this time to Marcos Alonso. A couple of stray passes in the opening stages for both sides, just leading them both to a few problems. Good pass though out from Edouard Mendy, who's looking a little bit more comfortable as the minutes passed. Following that, that mistake against Real Madrid. Probably should stop mentioning it, just in case if by the off chance anyone did see the video from Chelsea Football Club and why does he keep mentioning it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek into Kante. Here is Mason Mount into Aspilicueta, back down the line towards Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and that'll go out of play there for a Chelsea corner. So Chelsea already putting on the pressure at the moment. Barca would probably just play 1 billion release goals. Definitely would. He definitely would. Pedri is the player. Wow, that would be some signing, wouldn't it, Pedri? If you could get Pedri out of Barcelona now, that would be a good signing. Whether he'd fit in at Chelsea and whether Chelsea would want to do it is a different question. In comes the corner though from Mason Mount. He's whipped in towards Christensen at the back post. Headed back in towards those players. Headed clear once again, and there's a bit of pinball in there, and the linesman's flag, has finally gone up for offside there, ladies and gents. Gone for offside. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button for us. We're on 4 likes. We're going to try and get ourselves up to 15. And of course, Newcastle wants Shaz now, and everyone wants Shaz now. The fitness gram pacer test is a multiple. What are you on about? Oh, Newcastle want Ivan Toney. Nice. Newcastle want Ivan Toney. I mean, maybe that's somewhere exciting for him to play. He iconically said a few days ago. I don't know what's vibrating in this building, but the whole building's like shaking and I can hear it, and it's really weird. Really weird. 10 minutes on the clock. Lacazette sat on the bench. He's looking to get himself a move away from the Emirates, saying that he misses Champions League football. 4 goals and 7 assists in the league this season for Alexander Lacazette. He's been rumoured to be talking to his former club, Lyon, to try and see if they can offer him any Champions League football. I'm not sure whether with 4 goals and 7 assists all season, I'm not sure whether you're in the position to be demanding Champions League football. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if that's the thing. Real Tom's joining us for tonight. Lovely, Tom. Lovely to have you. Are you watching Arsenal or Newcastle tonight, Tom? Are you watching both? Oh, and Manchester City as well are playing. I forgot about that one. Good nick there by Ruben Loftus-Cheek into Romelu Lukaku. He's just pulled that one wide there. He didn't see Timo Werner running in at the back post there. If he'd have looked up, he might have been able to roll it across, and he's just gestured there towards the Chelsea players just to talk, just to tell him that he's there, because I think if he looks up, he can potentially roll that more across the box for Timo Werner to get his body in the way of. But not quite, quite. Like UCL for lack of threat, exactly. Our lineup is absolutely crap. I mean, it's typical Arsenal, really. Typical Arsenal. You have a few players injured, so a few players like Xhaka finds Saka. Saka seems to be quite advanced on this right-hand side at the moment. Maybe there's an opportunity down that right-hand side. Oh, as Rob Holding gives the ball away to Romelu Lukaku. That's a player you don't move the ball away to when he's on his day. Back into Werner, though. Here is Mason Mount. Mount finds Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Kante, who seems to be at the bottom of a midfield pivot at the moment. Lukaku into Mason Mount, gets away from Saka, drops it into Alonso, who finds Lukaku once again. Good football there by Chelsea. Lukaku's given the ball away though, of course he has. Poor touch there from Romelu Lukaku. Marcus Alonso tries to get himself back the ball, but Arsenal try and play their way out, and Ben White there, formerly Leeds United player of course, somehow manages to clear that one, well, into the stand. I'm not quite sure how he did that. I don't want to swing the Banter Club on a Wednesday night. Every time we play midweek we lose. Sean says hi. Afternoon Sean, how are we doing mate? Hope you're doing alright. Hope you're doing okay. Marcus Alonso has to take this throw in then. Throws it into Mason Mount. Good strength there from Mount. Can he get himself away? No, Rob Holding eventually seals him out of the way there. Reece James at the edge of the box. Here is Azpilicueta looking for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ruben Loftus-Cheek now tries to spin away, and that's cleared up the field there by Rob Holding. And Christensen, oh my god, what is that from Christensen? He might have sold Malang Sarr short. He has, and Eddie Nketiah scored! What has just happened? Eddie Nketiah has just scored for Arsenal, and what on earth was that? Christensen, man. Christensen, you've got to be more consistent in games like this. You're the centre-back who's come in. You're the person who's supposed to be reliable. The one who should be relied on. You're the centre-half. You cannot be making mistakes like that. What have you even tried there? Why have you tried to hit it with your laces back to Edouard Mendy? Just oof it out. Do anything but that. You absolute idiot. Anything but that. And in almost typical fashion against Arsenal, Chelsea find themselves 1-0 down. Fair play, Eddie Nketiah. Keeps composed, slots it nicely in the bottom corner. Mendy can't do a thing. But what is that, Andreas Christensen? You can scratch your head all you like, mate. But it's not going to solve the problem. Not going to solve the problem. And Chelsea, against the run of play, definitely find themselves 1-0 down. An emphatic finish there from Eddie Nketiah, who scores his first goal of the Premier League season this season. Absolutely mental to me that a player of his level, Andreas Christensen, a player who has been trying to get £400,000 a week off Chelsea, £350,000 a week off Chelsea, can make a mistake like that. Are you kidding me, man? Are you actually kidding me? Honestly, Andreas Christensen, have a long hard look at yourself, mate, because that is embarrassing. Now I've got to try and spell Nketiah as well, which is probably more difficult than trying to stop that from going in the first place. 12 minutes in, Eddie Nketiah gets his side 1-0 up. Evening to Jeff. How are we doing, Jeff? How are we doing? We've had a new subscriber as well today called Hembry, so thank you to Hembry for subscribing. Apologies if I did miss that. Stay calm and play on, says Curved. As I'm sure that was what Curve was saying as well when Mo Salah went through his goal drought. 2 goals yesterday. You must be happy. You must be happy. And good to hear you're good, Jeff. Let us know who you're supporting for tonight. We want Christensen out, says Schrafter. He's lost love for Andreas Christensen tonight. And if Brighton beat Arsenal and Spurs, and Arsenal are beating Chelsea, does that mean that's not how football works? That is not how football works. Real Tom Football Watchalong says Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. I'm very confused. As to what you were putting there, Real Tom. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. Harvey Barnes was the goal scorer in the other game, though. Whilst I chill out, as a curved gladly reminds me to keep calm and play on. Keep calm and carry on. Does everyone remember when they had one of those plastered all over their houses, or at least their mothers did anyway? Reece James into Kante there, who looks forward to the feet of Romelu Lukaku, just cut out though by Gabriel. 71% possession for Chelsea. That shows how much against the run of play it was. Definitely against the run of play. And ooh, Langsar's pass there. As that was going towards Mendy, I was a little bit worried. Just in case if anyone thinks, because it's just dawned on me that my TV is like right above where my camera is, so it looks like I'm looking at the camera quite a lot. When I'm not, I'm looking at the TV. So I do apologise. I will get to the chat in a second. Ruben Loftus-Cheek into Lukaku, and that touch was poor from Mason Mount in the box. Here is Bukayo Saka though, drops it into El Neni. Here's Nketiah, who's had the ball nicked from Loftus-Cheek. Great work there from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Here is Timo Werner, who takes a shot, it's deflected and it's in! Get in! Timo Werner scored again! I don't know how he's done that, I don't know how that squeezed through, but Werner is finally getting some luck. The man who has been possibly the most unlucky player in the Premier League over the last season has squeezed one in. It takes a hefty deflection. It beats Aaron Ramsdale. But Timo Werner, the Fortnite King, has managed to get himself on the score sheet. And again, who did we speak about at the weekend? Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He won that back brilliantly high up in the field. You know, I don't mind Werner shooting from there. He's got the option to. He shoots. It takes a wicked deflection off the foot of Granit Xhaka. It's through some bodies. He loses sight of it, and it's Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1. Just like that, a blink of an eye. Arsenal barely ahead for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. God. 1-1. I mean, I think we all got our, if anyone said 0-0, which I think Oliver did, I think you've got your prediction wrong, Oliver. I will allow you to change it if you are still here. I will allow you to change it if you are still here for that one. Timo Werner, of course. What a legend. 4th goal in 4 appearances for Timo Werner. Who knows? Are we starting to see the best of Timo Werner? He's getting a bit of luck. That's what we've always said, isn't it? Offside Timo Werner is a legend. Maybe we're going to get onside Timo Werner playing as a legend now as well. Here is Timo Werner, once again the goal scorer, trying to go down that byline there, drops it back, and Mason Mount, off the outside of his foot there, off the top side of his foot there, and has spanned itself high, wide, and not at all handsome. Oliver's gone 2-1. Werner has gained confidence. I absolutely agree with you. There. Timo Werner has most certainly gained confidence. And that's what we've always said about Werner. He's a confidence player. And, you know, Tuchel now is repaying the fact that he is playing well and putting his confidence in him. I don't think anyone doubted that, oh my God, I thought Rob Holding was going to give the ball straight to Timo Werner then. I thought they were going to play their way into trouble. They have there as they're giving the ball back to Loftus-Cheek. But Werner is so much of a confidence player. Most players are in football. Most players are. But Timo Werner is the epitome of a confidence player. And he's brilliant on the ball. He's just been desperately unlucky when the ball has hit the post and rebounded off. We've seen when he goes to Germany and he plays for the national team, the confidence that he has, he tries different bits, but because he has that confidence now, I totally agree with you. Because he has that confidence now, he just all of a sudden looks like a completely new player. Curly says his 4-4 is on. It is at this rate. It definitely is at this rate. That was a good lead from Arsenal, says Fraser. Absolutely. Why not give it back as soon as you've got it? Why not? Fortnite King, most certainly. Most certainly, Cameron. And even into June as well. Lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope Chris is well as well. Timo Ring says curve. That's a great ball down the line there. And Romelu Lukaku going to close the ball down there. And good anticipation there from Aaron Ramsdale. Just to commit himself forward and get himself onto the ball there. Out for a throw in for Chelsea. Here's Mason Mount now. Into Malang Sarr. Well, we've had a quick start to this game, haven't we? I don't think it'll be 3-1. You don't think it'll be 3-1. Are you turning your back on it now? Are you turning your back on it? I've gone with 3-1. So, Everton are losing 1-0 to Leicester. They most certainly are. Most certainly are. You can see the rest of the scores scrolling across the bottom at the moment. I can't believe Timo Werner's bagged himself another goal. I cannot believe Timo Werner has bagged himself another goal. Absolutely unbelievable stuff from Timo Werner. Lovely to see him in some good form. I think it'll be 3-2, says Jeff. Nice. Just a foul there on what was his name? Tavares? Tavares? That's his name, isn't it? Tavares. Don't know what his first name is. A little bit clumsy there from Mason Mount, just stuck his foot out. And June's gone with 3-2 as well to Arsenal. Ooh, June's gone 3-2 to Arsenal. I mean, June doesn't like Chelsea Football Club anyway, so what can I expect? What can I expect? They were checking that on VAR, you know. They were checking that on VAR for potential foul or serious foul play, should I say. So they were checking it and they were running it and just making sure that there was nothing there from Mason Mount. They've added nothing to it. They reckon the referee was fine with the decision he made, but it was, oh my God, Ben White there, that header, it was a bit of a 50p head, wasn't it? I said to my mate Werner's first goal for Chelsea against Arsenal. Nice, nice, good prediction, good prediction. Rob Holding playing it back. Arsenal just look a little bit shaken, not stirred now, they look a little bit shaken. Causing themselves a few problems. Chelsea maintaining a high press though, which has been what's been so impressive for Chelsea so far. That's where the goal came from, is that high press. And you know, we were talking with Wiki last week before he was on his Mason Mount agenda, anti-Mason Mount agenda. He was talking, oh, that's really good play there from Saka, and he pulls it back to Nketiah. Oh. He's spanned it, Nketiah. I don't know if it takes a deflection off a Chelsea player on the way through, but that's brilliant play there from Saka. Yeah, we were just saying, Chelsea like to hit on the transition, don't they? They like to win the ball back high and then counter-attack where you've got players out of position, whereas Arsenal are very different, and that's really good play from Saka in the first place to get past Marcus Alonso. He does well to pull it back to Nketiah. Nketiah just off there. Just off. Who is playing Soccer Manager? Where did I see that? Oh, Football Manager. Nice, nice. Enjoy. Nketiah gets the ball down. Rolled into Ødegaard. Ødegaard's got a bit of space here. He finds Saka out on this right-hand side. Saka tries to whip it in, and it's, oh my God, it's taken a few deflections on the way through, and it was hooked back in at the far post by Tavares at the far post. No one in the middle there in the end, and it's been flagged as offside. But Chelsea just switched off just a little bit. Just switched off just a little bit. I mean, there's a right call for him to be offside off the head of Nketiah. They just switched off, didn't they, Chelsea? Just switched off as that ball came in over the top. Mendy's going to clear one up the field here from the goal kick, looking for, oh my God, I've just seen Romelu Lukaku jump. I've just seen Lukaku jump. Well, you don't see that every day. You do not see that every day. Blooming heck. He actually jumped for a header. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Well, what a great day, ladies and gents. That'll conclude today's video. That is the end. We might as well end it here. We've seen everything. We've seen everything, haven't we? Romelu Lukaku jumps up for a header. We've seen everything. You know, might as well die happy now. Might as well die happy. Rob Holding into Ben White. Back into Rob Holding again. Arsenal just struggling to get out at the moment. Afternoon, Stacey. How we doing? Oh, they've played their way into trouble again, and here's Timo Werner. Timo Werner tries to get away from his man. Might fall to Romelu Lukaku in there. Arsenal playing their way into trouble. Playing their way into trouble, and Marcus Alonso's been megged twice now in a matter of moments. Here you go, Arsenal on the counter-attack though. Into Saka. Here's Ødegaard. Ødegaard to the edge of the box. Oh, what a finish that is from Smith Rowe. What a finish that is from Smith Rowe. What is going on in this game? Can Chelsea bloody defend? Can they defend? Like, seriously, can they defend? It's a great finish from Smith Rowe, but Chelsea, can you actually do some defending? Oh, bloody hell, man. How? That came from Chelsea's attack. That came from Arsenal's mistakes. I was literally just saying that Arsenal were walking their way into trouble. And then I think it's Xhaka does really well to take the ball out and carry the ball out. And then Saka drives at Malang Sarr. No one gets close enough to him. No one's marking Ødegaard. Then no one's marking Smith Rowe. And it's a tamest of finishes. Really tame finish. It's a like, it's tame as in like the power. It's a lovely finish. Don't get me wrong. But Chelsea, they're just not marking anyone, man. They're not marking anyone as the ball rolls in. Tell you what, June's 3-1 might be on. That's the 10th Premier League goal of the season for Emile Smith Rowe now as well. The man's got goals in him. He most certainly does. Most certainly has goals in him. But Chelsea, what is going on? What is going on? What minute are we in? The 26th minute, I think that was. Oh, I just put 35. Whoops. I cannot believe that. How have they hit us on the counter-attack that easily? The defence is terrified when Smith Rowe's coolly placing ones into the bottom corner like that. It was a lovely finish from the young man. Who's marking him? Number 6! Who's marking him? God. Cal the Dragon wouldn't have let that happen, I tell you what. Problem with Arsenal is I try and always walk it in. Curly. I don't think that was a good time to put that one. I don't think that was the best of times to pitch that. I don't think it was at all. But it made me laugh. It made me laugh. So I'm raging. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chelsea, shambolic. Shambolic. Defensively at least. Defensively at least. Chelsea do have a corner though, with an opportunity for them to get the ball in. It comes from Mason Mount, headed clear. Well, that was a weird header from, I think that was Nketiah with the front post. They flicked it all the way over to the other side. It was very impressive. I don't know quite how he did that, but Christensen's won the ball back. He was whipped in towards Fortnite, and he's just not quite won that there. Big header in front of him from the Arsenal defenders. Mount into Marcus Alonso. Could do with a Marcus Alonso free kick if anyone wants to go down in that kind of territory. Icing on the top of the cake. 4-4 is pretty much guaranteed at this point. Curly, if you've got that correct, if Curly gets this correct with that 4-4, which he predicted right at the beginning, what do we give for him? You know what, Curly? I will physically buy you, because he's been moaning because he didn't want to spend 15 quid on Formula 1. If it's 4-4, I will buy you the Formula 1. I will buy you it. I will buy you the game, Curly, if it's 4-4. Sometimes it's Goldbridge. Who's marking him? Bloody prat. I love how Mike Goldbridge says that. He loves saying that, doesn't he? Oh, he's bloody missed it! That's my favourite one as well. I love that one. 30 minutes on the clock. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. Goals coming from Eddie Nketiah and Emile Smith-Rowe. Timo Werner the goal for Chelsea. Arsenal have been scoring against the run of play. It doesn't really matter as long as you're scoring, does it? No one cares. Most chances created in the season since November. Martin Odegaard 48, Kevin De Bruyne 46, Trent Alexander-Arnold 45. Shows the creativity of Martin Odegaard since Arsenal have been on this upwards trajectory. Malang Sarr into Timo Werner. Werner tries to hook one forward towards Marcus Alonso there, and good defensive play there by Rob Holding. Name a better comeback than Rob Holding's hairline. Sam, that's a class impression. Thank you. Goldbridge 2.0. I really appreciate it. Oh, everyone's saying it was spot on. Nice. Nice. Werner wins the ball back into Mason Mount, who whips it across the box. Come on! Come on! Captain Fantastic gets himself in there. It's 2-2. Come on, boys! Come on! What a finish! What a finish! What a ball in! Mason Mount, he does it again! He does it again! What a finish from Azpilicueta. I tell you what, that was lovely. Curly's 4-4 is looking so... How have I dragged that up there? How have I done that? He's looking so spot on at this point. What is going on in this game, ladies and gents? No one can defend. Azpilicueta scores. It's great working and harrying from Timo Werner and Mason Mount. It's a lovely run in front of his man from Azpilicueta. A lovely run from Azpilicueta. It's excellent. If you saw Lukaku doing that, you'd be like, bloody hell, Lukaku's on fire. But what a run that is. And they are appealing here that there was a foul when the ball was won back is, I think, the argument that they're going with. They are just checking it. And the instruction has been to let the goal stand, which is even better for us Chelsea. So it is 2-2. It is 2-2. Who's Captain Fantastic? It's Azpilicueta, of course he is. No one is named Captain Fantastic. Well, Azpilicueta is now. He is now. And there's been a goal in the Newcastle game as well, according to Fraser, our trusty, reliable person. And it's Miggy Almiron. Miggy Almiron who scored in that one. How have I done that? How have I moved that? There we are. Let's get this sorted then. It's Nketiah. An effort there. Let me just update this one at the bottom. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Luis Tavares again. Oh my god! This is like a cup final, man. This is like an actual bloody cup final. It actually is. I don't know what is going on at all in this game, but it's like a cup final. It is like a cup final, and I don't know where the defending is on either side. But there's no defending going on. No defending whatsoever going on in this game. Just vibes. It's like we've got Harry Maguire at the back for everyone. No defending, just vibes. That's all it is. That's all it is. What a game, eh, says Max. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chelsea with a free kick on halfway now. God, this is exciting. Alonso into Romelu Lukaku, back into Alonso again. Lukaku's lost the ball that time as Saka looks forward to Eddie Nketiah. Christensen then has the ball nicked from Nketiah. Not a great start to the game for Christensen. He's recovered that time though. Wait until winter. Until next winter, please. Forgot. Let me tell him you're copying his reactions. I'm sure he will appreciate that someone with 600 subscribers has a random, spot-on impression of him. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Let me move this around here. There we are. Now you should be able to see me a little bit better. Or has that made the screen worse? Let's have a look. That's made the screen worse. Lovely. Okay, we're just going to leave it there. You're going to have half of a dark face of me for a little while. We'll change it at half time. I'll go get my other light. Of course, with it being a weird time, I didn't want to bring all my lights over for it not to get dark. That's a lovely switch out there towards Aspilicueta. Aspilicueta now into the feet of Mason Mount and gets a good first touch on that one and turns away. Lovely play there from Mason Mount. Into Reece James now, who finds Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Back into Reece James. I think I saw James Lawrence Alcott the other day saying, I think he did a video of is it the most unreplaceable player at each club, and Reece James was the player he picked for Chelsea. And I was like, I mean, you look at the way that Chelsea dropped off when him and Ben Chilwell dropped out, and you can't really make too much of a comment otherwise. He's not like, even worse. Sam, give us a bit more Goldbridge. I don't really know what he says, that's the problem. I don't really watch too much Goldbridge. I just like watching some of the funny clips of him as Reece James gets his legs in a tangle. Sarr finds its way to Aspilicueta. That's a great ball into Mason Mount's feet, who's done well again. Mason Mount seems to be the one carrying Chelsea at the moment. Him and Timo Werner with their pressing up front. Although the ball's been given away, and Eddie Nketiah now has the ball up this left-hand side for Arsenal, up against Christensen. And I'm getting shaky every time anyone gets towards Christensen now, because it's like just opening a trapdoor and letting the floodgates through for Chelsea at the moment. It's causing them a little bit of chaos. Can you do an impression of Mark Goldbridge doing an impression of Sean Dyche? What does that even mean? Mike is a little low. Okie dokes. I will just up that just a little bit for you, Curved. Let us know if that's a little bit better. We've gone up 2 decibels. Hopefully that is a little bit better. Thoughts on Yo-Yo FC getting promoted? I think we know that Fulham and Norwich just replace each other at this point. It might as well just be. We might as well just send like 2 teams up. Oh, what a touch that is from Alonso, and the finish was poor though. It was a lovely, delicious ball over the top. Yeah, we might as well just send 2 teams up at this rate and just go, yeah, why not? Fulham, Norwich, whoever it is coming up, you're coming up, and then the other way round, you're going down. It was great play from Timo Werner. He skipped by a few players there and dropped it into Reece James, and then Reece James Mason Mount whips out an inch perfect pass to Marcus Alonso, and Alonso just got a little bit too excited. Cameron will be back in a second, no worries. Fulham and Norwich will never play another league game together. Thoughts on Huddersfield being back in the Prem? I'm hoping so. I'm definitely hoping so, Curly. Get some tickets for next season. I'm going to try and get some playoff games, because why not? You know, I've been to a few games this season. I think I've been to 4 or 5 now, and I enjoy it as well. I definitely enjoy it. Oh, that's a poor clearance from Aaron Ramsdale there when he's managed to pick out Kante. If he was meaning to pick out Kante there, it was absolutely excellent pass. But Reece James now has the ball. It's into Malang Sarr. Chelsea need to attack with a little bit more aggression as Werner nearly gives the ball away, but it's ricocheted back to him. Chelsea need to attack with a little bit more aggression in this first half and defend with a little bit more consistency, because all of their goals have very much been nick the ball back and we've scored. So Chelsea need to create chances when they have the ball themselves and not just nicking the ball back. I wonder if it would be 3-2 Chelsea at the end. Who knows? You're in the playoffs, not automatically. Yeah. They will be in the playoffs, most certainly. Huddersfield Town will. They're not too far off. Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have a really sort of strange running of games. They've got a couple of the teams that are in. What's the best way to say it? A couple of teams that are in for a shout of the playoffs. And so Bournemouth do need to be a little bit careful as well that they don't, lose a few games, because Huddersfield are they're 1 point behind them, 2 points behind them. So if they lose a couple of games, then all of a sudden they're heaping the pressure onto themselves, Bournemouth. So they just need to be careful because they've got Fulham to play, and I think they do play Fulham sometime this week as well. Huddersfield's in third, and most certainly are. Huddersfield in the playoffs, they're in third. They're doing brilliantly, they're doing excellently. Really good team performance from Huddersfield that has seen them get them into this position. You look at the top goal scorer is Danny Ward, and I think he's on like 14 goals. And so that'll tell you all you need to know. Mitrovic fires in 40, third place, top goal scorer on 14 goals. It's very much like the goals come from elsewhere, and defensively they've been pretty solid. They went on a fantastic run. So it's almost like with the way that Chelsea play, they don't score many, but when they do score, they're important goals and they defend well for the most part. Watch Xhaka go and score right now. It falls to Tavares there, and lovely defensive play actually in the end by Aspilicueta. And Aspilicueta's just gone down holding his head. I don't even watch the Championship. I only watch Chelsea in the race. Fair enough. Cal the Dragon predicted Huddersfield to finish last. I didn't think they were getting relegated this season, but I definitely didn't expect a playoff. I think most Huddersfield Town fans would have said to you, look, if we finish 8th, we would bite your arm off for that opportunity. They know how to go up. There's been players there, Jonathan Hogg, and it is the same person who's in the Hogg. Dini! He's been in that team for so long. He was there with the Prem. Arsenal fan 2089 says, hi, I'm assuming, and don't call me a genius, but I think you're an Arsenal fan. I think I've got that one right. But welcome to the stream. I hope you are well. And let us know what you've made to this game so far if you are watching along at home, as Eddie Nketiah just gets fouled just a little bit. Mitrovic in the Championship. Alan Shearer, Mitrovic in the Prem, Lacazette. Yeah, absolutely. He's just not been great. Fulham are definitely promoted, and definitely. What have you made to Arsenal's season? And Arsenal fans gone with 4-4. He's jumping on the Curly bandwagon. Arsenal fan, Curly predicted a 4-4 right at the beginning of the day. So it's now a Curly prediction. If anyone comes in and predicts a 4-4, we're calling it the Curly prediction for the time being. I think you're an Arsenal fan. Lovely ball out wide there too, Nuno Tavares, and that's nick the ball there, and Chelsea might be able to counter-attack if that's a good enough ball, and that's a good header there. I nearly said Guendouzi then. I looked at the hair and went Guendouzi. Of course it's not, it's El Neni. Here is Tavares again, who drops it into Nketiah, who just gives the ball away. Kante might be able to nick the ball back though from Xhaka, who it's ricocheted to. Ødegaard. Saka cuts in on that left foot and tries to whip it in towards that back post, and that just goes out of play. I'm just going to go grab my other light because I'm getting slightly dark on this side of the screen, so give me 2 secs and I will be back with an extra light. I sound like a blooming herd of elephants. Jesus. Right, that should be better. Should be able to see me a bit better. Nice. After the goals, 5 or 6 minutes after Arsenal scored, will be a good game. Arsenal fans love the Spurs. Spurs suck, says Jeff. I mean, that's one of 2 responses you can have to that one. That is one of 2 responses you can have to that. There we are, a bit better lit now. You can see the rest of my face. Oh, good play there by Saka, who finds Martin Ødegaard. Ødegaard finds Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe dances his way through. Oh my God, that could have been such a good goal from Emile Smith Rowe. But he's pulled it wide. That would have been a lovely goal. A lovely, lovely goal from Emile Smith Rowe. It was great feet. He dances away from Christensen, Aspilicueta and Malang Sarr. And he tries to find that bottom corner and he's just put it wide. Jeez. Just put it wide. So unlucky there from Emile Smith-Rowe. But Chelsea let off once again. Once again. LP48 says, yo, I reckon a 4-4 game shaping that way. The 4-4 bandwagon's coming, Curly. You predicted it early on, mate. Are we all getting on the Curly hype train with that lovely prediction of 4-4? I totally agree, though, LP. I totally agree. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. I didn't. I hate Spurs. Oh, my gosh. This could be a fantastic second half when this gets underway. We've got 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Then what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at the stats from the first half, and then we'll do a bit of a quick quiz as well. Get you guys involved, get you guys spamming the chat as always. I'm just trying to think. I wrote loads of guess the player ones the other day, and I don't think I used them all. So there might be random guess the player ones, but we can always do that as well. I think that'll be a little bit more fun now that we've got what have we got in with us? 15, 16 people in at the moment. It might be a little bit more fun. A lot of active people in the chat as well. Saka does really well there. Rolls it into Ben White. Well read though by Kante. Malangsar. Don't know why you're trying to play the ball out there. And Saka tries to play the ball off as well. Arsenal haven't finished above Spurs in 6 years. Wow. Wow, that is mental. I did not know that was the case. I did not know that was the case. That is actually mental. Was the last time? Oh, I remember the last time, Max. It was when you finished third in a 2-horse race. That was it. When you were going to win the title instead of Leicester. And then you finished third and Arsenal finished above you. Ah, that was it, wasn't it, Max? That was it. Ah, good times, good times. Classic Spurs. You bottled the 2-horse race and finished third. Nice, nice. And there we are. That is half-time. Chelsea 2. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2 at half-time. Let me know your thoughts on that first half. I'm going to put a poll on. Let's see if we can get ourselves... Who reckons we're getting a Curly masterclass with that prediction in the second half? Do we reckon it'll be 4-4? That's going to be the poll in the chat for the second half. Let me get that all set up for us, guys. 2 each at half-time is absolutely... mental, absolutely mental. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. What is the score, by the way, in the Brighton game? Is that still 0-0? Because there is an absolute, yes, 34 minutes in and it's still 0-0 there. So that could be huge. That could be huge in terms of the season. That could. 1-1 Everton. It's still 1-0 to Leicester and still 1-0 to Newcastle as well. So those are the score predictions on your screen. They're rolling across the bottom. They are all still up to date. Right, let's get this set up. Up the Curly, and no, defo not. Right, ask the community. What do we all think? What do we all think? Salmon Plateau in doubles Rocket League. What in the world? How have you done that? How have you done that, Curly? You're absolutely flying, lads. You're having the time of your life. You're having the time of your life. What? Arsenal fan says Sam. Yes. What are we saying? What are we saying? Right, let's do a half-time game. Let's do a... Ooh, I don't know why I need a space in between half and time there. That just looked absolutely shambolic. But let's get this sorted and let's have a bit of a half-time game. Let me get my pen and paper because I did have some pre-prepared. Here's ones I made earlier, kind of thing. If I can... I don't know what that is. If I can find them. Anyway, I did have some pre-prepared from the last few times we've done it. Yeah, we've got a few. I remember we did Mateo Kovacic and Arjen Robben. We've done them before. I think we've got 2 for Guess the Player to do here. I think we've got 2 to do from Guess the Player here. So if you're all ready, we will do a round of Guess the Player, because we might as well use these. These have been pre-prepared and everything. Pre-prepared. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi for me, 100%, 100,000,000% Lionel Messi. Best assister in the world, as well as the best goal scorer in the world as well. So absolutely Lionel Messi. Before we do get into the halftime game, guys, if you could smash that like button for us and get ourselves up to 10 likes, and then we'll move on towards 15. That would be absolutely fantastic, of course. That'd be absolutely mental. Thank you, you legends. Let's get ourselves up to 10 likes. There's 10 of us in here at the moment, so someone hasn't liked. But let's do Guess the Player. Right, we've got a few newer people in the chat tonight, so what I will do is I'm going to explain how this works. So I've got to explain how this works. Basically, what we do is I give you a clue. We've got 5 clues per player. I probably shouldn't lift this up too high, just in case if you see the answers. I give you 5 clues. Each round is 1 clue, and you've got to try and guess who the player is from as little a clue, that's the word, as little a clue as possible. I think that makes sense. So for the first one is whatever it may be, you've just got to spam the chat and get someone who fits that mould. Okay, nice and easy. I've explained that in the most shambolic way possible, but you'll get it. So for the first player on Max, I'm guessing you talk slower, lower your tone. Cool. All right, Nana. All right. Right, let's go. So the first clue for today is I am a Champions League winner and a Champions League runner-up. A Champions League winner and a Champions League runner-up. Who can it be? Get in the chat, absolutely spam. Curly's going to get Peter Crouch right one of these days. Absolutely spam the chat. They've got to be a Champions League winner and a Champions League runner-up. So the combination of the 2. So they can't just be one. They've got to be absolutely both of them. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Spam the chat. Let's see what you've got. Let's see what you've got. Of course, the sooner you get it, if you manage to get it straight off the bat, the better. The better. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what you're saying then. So, Arsenal fan has gone with Mo Salah. Max has gone with Harry Kane. Harry Kane's not a Champions League winner, Max. Kai Havertz doesn't have a runners-up. Aspilicueta, I'm not sure he has a runners-up either. James Milner, that's a good shout. Aspilicueta is not correct, I can tell you that. I'm not going to tell you who is correct, but I'm going to tell you a few players who aren't correct if they don't fit the bill. Salah, Arsenal fans got to go, no worries. Mane, Aspilicueta joined, well, he would have won it in 2012 anyway, but he joined after. So, Lukaku, I don't know if he's a runner-up. Ronaldo, we lost in the final to someone. Yeah, that was in 2008, so he wasn't in it. Kevin De Bruyne, don't think he's ever won a Champions League. Oliver. Shaqiri. Ignore me. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't won one. John Terry. He's won one. He's been a runner-up. Absolutely. There is so many footballers who have won the Champions League and also been a runner-up of the Champions League. It is unreal. It is absolutely unreal, and you guys are naming like 5. Yes, baby, yes. Frank Lampard, yes, he's a runner-up as well. Petr Cech is both. Origi is another one, absolutely. You guys are just naming them from 2 teams, which is absolutely mental. Right, let's go for the next one. The next one is, I am a Englishman. We'll go with I am an Englishman. I am an Englishman. So it can't be Cristiano Ronaldo. I can't believe it's 2-2. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. Oliver, come on. Peter Crouch. Oh, he has a runners-up medal. He does have a runners-up medal, Curly. But he doesn't have a Champions League winners medal. He joined the season after, I believe, that Liverpool won the 2005 Champions League. And then I think he's got a runners-up medal for the 2007 Champions League as well. Stevie G, says Jeff. That would be, yep, that would be spot on. Is Lampard English? Of course he is. Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's got to be English, Rafter. Got to be English. Curly won. Did he win? I don't think he did. I don't think he did, because the next clue will give it away for you. We'll give it away for you slightly more. This is an English goalkeeper who is a Champions League winner and a Champions League runner-up. And I can tell you... Oh, did I tell you that clue yet? No, I won't tell you that clue yet. English Champions League winning goalkeeper was also a runner-up. It's not John Terry, Shrafter. It's not John Terry. Curly's gone all the way back to David Seaman. It's not John Terry. I'm telling you now, it's not John Terry. It is a goalkeeper who is English and a Champions League winner / runner-up. Oliver's completely given up here. You guys, I think you're stumped by this one. I think you're stumped. I will give you a clue. Okay. Oliver's thought outside the box there. I'll give you that. You've thought outside the box. I will give you a clue. This person has featured in a video this year on my channel. They have been in the video. They're an English goalkeeper who has won the Champions League, been a runner-up in the Champions League, and the quote I said in the video was, "What a freaking legend" to him. Has anyone got it? Has anyone got it? If you know your SRL content, you might have got it. You might have got it if you know your SRL content. Shrafter says Joe Hart. Oliver says it's Walker. Joe Hart is a shout. Scott Carson says Max. Max shouting it from the top. Max is absolutely shouting it. Ben Foster. It is, in fact, Scott Carson, because he is a Champions League winner with Liverpool in 2005. He is a Champions League runner-up with Manchester City last season. Obviously, he's English, he's a goalkeeper. And if you cast your minds back to my matchday vlog from Manchester City versus Sporting, when he gets subbed on, I go, what a freaking legend, to impersonate Ben Foster. To impersonate Ben Foster. It is, in fact, Scott Carson. It is, in fact, Scott Carson who did that. The other two clues, which I didn't give you, just to prove it, that it can't be Ben Foster, because I think it could be Ben Foster off of that, is spent 2 seasons in Turkey and most appearances for Derby. So any confusion, that would have cleared it up. Absolutely, Cameron. Horrible stuff to hear coming out of Cristiano Ronaldo's, family and stuff like that. Horrible stuff, and obviously thoughts go to him. It's one of the worst things ever as a parent, I'm sure, and you wouldn't wish it on anyone. You wouldn't wish it on anyone, would you? Not even your worst enemy. It's absolutely devastating. But to draw a line under that, we will move on quickly to the next one. And the next clue is, I am a striker. I am a striker, ladies and gents. Name some strikers. That's all you've got to do. All you've got to do is name some strikers. Let me just mute the background sound for a second.
Reuniting fans with the Premier League on Sky Sports.
Let's name some strikers, ladies and gents. Curly's gone with Peter Crouch again. He wants it to be Peter Crouch so desperately, doesn't he, Curly? Aw, you're so cute, Curly. You and Peter Crouch, eh? I guarantee as well, it will be the one time I do Peter Crouch, you won't be in the chat and you'll be annoyed. Thiago Silva looks like he's coming on for Chelsea. Look like he's stripped and ready. Let's have a look. We've got Timo, Suarez, Kai Havertz, Lukaku, Peter Crouch, Lukaku, Ronaldo, Harry Kane, Benzema, Virgil van Dijk. What's the question? It's just the striker. Jota, Van Dijk isn't a striker. Kai Havertz, Turbo Timo, Benzema, Haaland, Benzema, Gaza. Stacey's gone a little bit further back. This player is... Oh, what do we go with? What do we go with? Which clue do we go with next? This player has scored over 100 goals for Real Madrid. A striker who scored over 100 goals for Real Madrid as well, ladies and gents.
Very good. They've got into very good situations.
Let's get this all set up for us whilst you guys come in with that one. A striker who has scored over 100 goals for Real Madrid. Benzema, says Oliver. Ronaldo, says Oliver. R9 and CR7. Good to clear that one up. Useful. Definitely useful. Ronaldo, says Jeff. I mean, think outside the box, guys. Think outside the box. We've got not long left. Thiago Silva is going to be coming on, and I think I just heard it's for Andreas Christensen. So I can't say I'm surprised with that first performance. Cannot say I'm surprised. Can you two only name, can you guys only name 3 strikers that have ever played for Real Madrid? This is monumental. I don't know how you've only said 3. How have you only said 3 players? Isco, says Curly. He's not a striker. But at least Curly's thinking about other Real Madrid players than Ronaldo, and Benzema. Right, we'll move on to the next clue because no one's getting it. No one is getting it. They're Argentinian. They're an Argentinian striker who has scored over 100 goals for Real Madrid. An Argentinian striker who has scored over 100 goals for Real Madrid. Argentinian striker. And I'll give you a clue. They might have a link to Chelsea. Andreas Christensen has come off for Thiago Silva. So Thomas Tuchel's had enough of him. Crespo, says Oliver. Oliver's starting to think. Messi, Aguero. I don't know how you've deemed that Messi played for Real Madrid. I'm not going to lie. And Aguero played for Atletico Madrid. Hugo Sanchez, that's a blast from the past. High fun. Higuain, says says Max. That was quite a change from high fun. I thought you were just calling me fun there. Higuain, says Oliver. And yes, perfect timing, Max. Perfect timing, dude. He's got it. And it is Gonzalo Higuain. The next clues were has scored 5 goals for Chelsea and currently plays for Inter Miami. But there we are. We are underway for the second half, and Chelsea have got us underway, kicking from left to right. Here's Timo Werner trying to go down that left-hand side, and that was a shot into the side netting. But there we are. It auto-corrected to high fun. I know, that probably made me laugh, Max. Proper made me laugh. But thank you to those who have played, and hopefully you did enjoy this if you have. And don't forget to smash that like button for us, guys. That would be absolutely fantastic. But we are underway. Like I say, the only change coming for Chelsea as Andreas Christensen, who had a pretty poor first half for Chelsea coming off as Mendy there rolls it into Thiago Silva. Let's see if Thiago Silva can get up to speed straight away. Whoa! What a play that was from Marcus Alonso. As I do my best impression of an owl there, Marcus Alonso, what a lovely flick round the corner that was. That was absolutely filthy. Absolutely filthy. And Aaron Ramsdale just managed to get on it before Mason Mount there. The Carson one, you were so close. You definitely were. Definitely were. Congrats to those who did get it. And of course, Max. I think Max got both of them. Sam the Owl. I know that was a good impression, wasn't it? It was a good impression. Malang Sarr's going to clip one down the line into Marcus Alonso. Bit of a slip there from Saka. Here's Mason Mount into Loftus-Cheek, who rolls it out wide to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta again in the more of the right wing back role. Reece James at right centre back as well. That's a great ball from Werner though to find Azpilicueta, who's out wide. Ruben Loftus-Cheek needs some movement in front of him. Here is Azpilicueta providing that movement. The ball a little bit high though, cleared initially by Ben White, and it fell as far as Alonso, who tried to take a shot on. Sam Goldbridge, exactly. Evening, Shah. How are we doing, dude? How are we doing? Hopefully you had a good Easter or a good Easter break. I don't know if everyone celebrates Easter. A little bit clumsy there from Chelsea in the wide areas. Yeah, I'm decent, thanks, yeah. I am decent. Tell them, lad. Let's see, what's everyone thinking? Has Curly got his 4-4 prediction right? Ooh, some people disagreeing with Curly. How can you disagree with God, ladies and gents? Come on, the Fortnite King, says Cameron. Absolutely. Oh, Ben White there tries to roll that down the line, and well read by Marcus Alonso. Lovely switch by Ruben Loftus-Cheek to find Azpilicueta. Reece James now picks up the ball. He's going to roll it to Thiago Silva. Chelsea just testing and probing in this first half. Arsenal not really able to get on the ball, but they haven't needed to in this game so far. They've been making the most. You've had an awful break because you've been fasting. Ah yes, Ramadan. Hope it goes well. Doesn't seem like something that I could personally do, so I absolutely admire it, Shah. And keep it up, dude. Keep it up. I imagine you've just broken your fast though, or you're about to at least. So enjoy that when the moment comes. I'm sure you will. Definitely enjoy it. I think I could maybe be okay with the food. I think it'd be the water. I think that would be the problem for me. Absolute admiration for anyone who does it. I tell you what, you have a lot more faith than I do, and a lot stronger beliefs than I do. Tavares finds Smith Rowe, who finds El Neni, who's going to try and wind one up. It's blocked though by Thiago Silva, who's on the press there, and Werner looks to flick that one forward towards Lukaku. There's a slip there by Ben White, who find Lukaku, so close from Werner there. He tried to knock it past Ben White, who just got his legs in a tangle once again, and fortunately the ball hit his leg that time. Shah says his season's over. Most certainly is. Oliver says the 4-4 is incoming. Imagine Ronaldo playing conference. Oh God, Ronaldo in Europa Conference. That would just be illegal. That just doesn't even seem like it should be right. That just doesn't seem like it'd be right. If Messi was at Barca, though, we would have witnessed in 2 seasons. We would have witnessed Ronaldo in the Conference League and Messi. Oh, what play that is from Lukaku. Lovely nutmeg. Werner looking back for Lukaku there and just unlucky. That link-up play is just starting to come along nicely between the two of them. That looked good. That looked good. If they start playing like that, you know, that'll look really, really good. The front two. That'll look delightful if they carry on playing like that. The ball through from Werner was just a little bit far off. I want to 1v1 the Fortnite King. good. He doesn't deserve to be at the club. As in, he's too good for the club or he's too bad for the club. Redgate there with a poor touch as Arsenal look to build on an attack. Have you ever been to Eastleigh FC Stadium? I don't even know where Eastleigh is, so no. I'm a northerner, Stacey, so I'm assuming that's down south. Sounds like it is. Fewest touches in this match, ladies and gents. Get in the chat. Who do you think has had the least touches in this match? Romelu Lukaku or Aaron Ramsdale? That has just come up on the screen. Who do you think has had least touches? Aaron Ramsdale or Romelu Lukaku? Let me know. Let me know. Who do you think it is? Smith Rowe into Xhaka. Xhaka looks forward there and Chelsea players just get themselves in the way somehow. Appeals for a back pass there. I'm just going to refresh my page because it's just slightly jittering a little bit, so we will do that. Let me know, ladies and gents, who do you reckon's had more touches? Lukaku or Aaron Ramsdale? Who do you reckon's had more? Alonso. What a ball that is from Marcus Alonso. And Thomas Tuchel claps that. Mikel Arteta claps that one as it comes across. Here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We've got Lukaku, Ramsdale and Lukaku. The same, no fooling me, lad, says Max. Lukaku. Max, you must have just seen that stat because they're both the same, both on 18 touches. Both on 18 touches, which is absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. They're both at the bottom, Romelu Lukaku. But to be fair, the second half he's started a little bit brighter than he was in the first. Brighton have scored. Have Brighton actually scored? You can't be having me on with that one. You cannot be having me on with that one, Shafter. Yeah, Bailey lad, you cannot be having me on. Sorry for my spelling, not really paying attention what I clip when I'm reading, since I'm still revising. Nice. Brighton, come on. Have Brighton actually scored? I'm not going to believe it until I see the confirmation. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable if they have. Let's have a look. I've got nothing through, so I'm not sure I believe it. I think it'd be half-time anyway about now for them. So, Sam, what's your opinions on Chelsea this season? That is a very, very long-winded question. Remember when Lukaku got 9 touches in 90 minutes? Yeah, 1 every 10, Curly. 1 every 10. You can't be too greedy. That's the thing. You've got to share them about, share them nicely. Once every 10 minutes, a little bit of a doof every 10 minutes. Why not? It is half-time. It is. My opinions on Chelsea this season. We were good until till December. Then we lost to West Ham. An attitude problem kicked in. The whole time with Romelu Lukaku spitting his dummy out. All of that. It all kicked in one go. And then we've steadily had to rebuild. And other than that Brentford performance a few weeks ago, as Arsenal players appear for a penalty, and probably today, the performances from Chelsea have been a lot better and they've been steadier, and we haven't lost. We've only lost against City this season and we've only lost against West Ham. So it's been an okay season. I think we would have wanted to have been closer to Manchester City and Liverpool come the end of the season within 5 points. I think would have been the goal. But quarterfinals of the Champions League, nearly with one of the comebacks of the season as well. Would have been nice if we got that. It is an Arsenal corner, and the referee's just having a word here with Gabriel. Saw something he didn't like there. Four 0 to Brighton, says Curly. You got it right. I was surprised watching the Madrid game in the Champions League. When Werner scored, I thought they could do it. Yeah, that's the thing. It was the only time I thought Chelsea could actually... Excuse me. The only time I actually thought Chelsea could do it was when Timo Werner scored, and unfortunately, that's how the world works, isn't it? That is how the world works. In comes the corner from Arsenal again, headed clear that time. Timo Werner's going to chase the ball out, and referee seeing something he doesn't like, and that'll be a free kick to Chelsea in their own box. We had a good start first for a bit. Yeah, we were first for a bit. We did well. It was really up until that game against Manchester City where we lost 1-0. It was very flat in that game as well. We played without like our typical wingers, and it was ridiculously. It was ridiculously flat and just boring generally. From Chelsea in that game, and I think that was the time that Chelsea started to. A few of the Chelsea players as well had a few question marks around their mentality with that one. There wasn't enough fighting spirit when we went 1-0 down, and then from there on it's just not quite been the same. Of course, getting knocked down by West Ham, that was a turbulent moment anyway, with the interviews with Lukaku going around. That's a great touch from Eddie Nketiah, who's taken that one on his back foot, and he's tried to poke one through, and oh my god, what is going on? What is going on? Eddie Nketiah hasn't scored all season, and he turns up to Stamford Bridge and he turns into blooming Thierry Henry. How is this happening? I don't understand. What, Chelsea, do you want to defend? Do you realise that the opposition team are playing in red and white? Because clearly you don't. You're not looking. What are you doing there? I don't understand. Reece James gives the ball. Oh, it's Aspilicueta gives the ball away at the halfway stage. There's so many opportunities to clear the ball. Malang Sarr, I don't know what you're doing. Kante gives the ball back to him as well. It's so clumsy. I tell you what, if he'd have dribbled that past them all, you'd been like, a great goal. But the ball just kept bouncing in front of him. And no Chelsea players put a foot through it. And you could tell by Mikel Arteta's reaction on the sideline. He was like, oh, is that in? Is that in? He just didn't know. And Eddie Nketiah somehow squeezed that one in. And it's Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3. You've got to be blooming kidding me, man. You've got to be blooming kidding me. How are Chelsea consistently being so bad in this game? So bad. I don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know what Chelsea are doing. They've been absolutely woeful thus far. Absolutely woeful. I do apologise. My stream has just dropped out as that is happening. I'm just going to update the scores whilst we wait for it to load. Don't know if my internet's gone to crap or what, but it is Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3. I'll get to Wiki's comment in a sec. I have spotted it. I've just not got chance at the moment to respond as I try and get this back up and running again. Don't know why it's decided to dip out. Edward Nketiah. God's sake, man. How are you letting a man called Edward score against you? What God's green earth is wrong with Chelsea Football Club? Why? Why, oh why, oh why? Why is none of this working? What is going on? Let me refresh this. Let's get this refreshed and let's get ourselves back on. Chelsea have got a lot to do. A lot to do in this second half now. They've got so much to do. Curley's 4-roll could definitely be on. I don't know where. What am I trying to type in here? Oh, the page isn't working. That's why. I don't know why it's struggling. I'm assuming I'm still live here because it's struggling to receive stuff for some strange reason. And I'm not too sure why. I'm struggling to load stuff. It's like the whole internet's just dipped out for me. I can see people's comments coming in at the moment, but Chelsea have been absolutely shambolic in this game thus far. Xiao's going with 3-3 at the end. What did Wiki say when he came in. Hey Sam, I'm out and about right now. How could you let Eddie hit this bum score against you? And it happened twice. It absolutely happened twice. And as we've said before, Chelsea just aren't great, are we? Chelsea just aren't great when it comes to particular moments of the game. They just seem to lose their way. Why is none of this loading? This is so frustrating. So frustrating. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I do apologise. I do not know what's going on with my internet at the moment. Curved is going to be worried that his top goal scorer a bit after Nketiah's brace. I know. It's if Nketiah gets anywhere near that though, you would be absolutely horrified, wouldn't you? You would be absolutely horrified. I don't know why. Why do my internet's just being so poor all of a sudden? I don't quite know what's going on. There we are, we're back. We are back as Marcos Alonso takes a shot towards the goal. I think we're at the right time. We are. We're about a minute behind though, unfortunately, where we were. So we're a minute behind the minute behind. But at least we've got the football playing. Havertz has come on for Chelsea, and no surprises, the man who's gone off is Romelu Lukaku, as we were saying. The player who had been... What's the word? Poor, that is definitely the word, Cameron's got to go. No worries, Cameron. We'll speak to you in a bit. That's a good ball whipped in though from that corner as Marcos Alonso tries to get the ball down. Let's see if we can get the rest of the actual video I was watching earlier. Let's see if we can get that back up now that my internet's apparently decided to work. That would be absolutely helpful. But at least we have something to watch for the time being. I don't know why they did that. That's so strange. So strange. It just completely cut out. It kept me streaming at least. Here's Mason Mount as he cuts in and tries to whip that one in towards the goal there and safely into the hands of Aaron Ramsdale. I tell you what, they do seem to be a bit of a bogey side for Chelsea Arsenal, don't they? They very much are a bogey side. Causing them problems. Oh, we're back up to speed. It's just all of a sudden clocks me back an extra minute forward. So missed a minute of football there, but who cares? We're back about a minute behind as usual. Sorry for my language, LMAO. No worries. Mate, Eddie is on half of Lacker's goals right now. That is so true, Wiki. That is unbelievably true. That he's already on half. If he scores one more, 3/4, and then bloody hell, Curly. I don't know how you've got so close with this 4-0. But if we do cast our minds back, June Ring did go with a 3-2 to Arsenal. So currently June's the one with the score spot on as Ruben Loftus-Cheek tries to drop the ball into Thiago Silva here. Here's N'Golo Kante. He's got the ball, going to drop it back into Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek finds Malang Sarr. Can Chelsea move this ball nicely? They should, surely the Chelsea fans are getting behind them. Surely they've got to be nice and loud in Stamford Bridge at the moment. Oh my gosh, is that going to fall in? Oh my gosh, it's cleared off the line by... I don't even know who that was. I think it was El Neni. There was a combination there of Ramsdale and El Neni. And the ball's somehow not found its way into the back of the net. Unbelievable. Unbelievable from Arsenal. Arsenal are just getting their look in this game, aren't they? Just getting their look that they need at the moment. Really, really fortunate that the way that didn't go in there. But unbelievable, really. Unbelievable stuff. Marcos Alonso desperately unlucky as the ball's pulled back to him there. You're thinking, surely he scores. Like, you've got to think that, haven't you? You've got to think that surely he scores from there. It's the save, isn't it, from Ramsdale? It is the save from Ramsdale, and it's so close to finding its way in. So close to finding its way in, and it's 3-2 to Arsenal, Shafter. 3-2 to Arsenal, unfortunately, at the moment. Hopefully Chelsea can wiggle their way back into this game. That's what we need. That's what we desire. And that's what Chelsea need if they want to cement that third place, because you know, this really only does Tottenham favours. Really only does Tottenham favours. And of course keeps Arsenal in that hunt as well for the top 4. This free kick then has been taken and rolled down. Ended up being cleared into Ødegaard there. There's been an offside given there for Eddie Nketiah. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic for us. Absolutely fantastic. Try get ourselves up to 15 likes. Thank you to the new subscribers. I can see we've got 3 on the channel, so fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. City have scored apparently. It's like the Madrid game. Seems like it. Seems like it once again. We've only had 2 shots. There's only been 5 shots on target, and all 5 have gone in. Question marks definitely about the defending. Question marks, and Riyad Mahrez has to go and ruin everyone's pride and joy, doesn't he? Has to go and ruin everyone's fun. Riyad Mahrez. Oh God, but looks like Arsenal are the only team having fun. This title race could go to the last game of the season. It could, and it could go down to former Liverpool player Steven Gerrard against Manchester City. He's at Aston Villa side. Go to the Etihad. Stevie G won't want that to happen. He won't want that. Here's Timo Werner. Here is Werner. Oh, it was good movement from the German. He tried to cut in on that left foot and tried to bend one towards that far post. Put a bit of finesse on it, looking for that top corner. Good run though from Timo Werner, who again has been one of the brightest sparks from this Chelsea side. Seems like every time that Chelsea play poorly, Timo Werner is the one player that Chelsea, you look at Chelsea and they're actually he's performing quite well, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't Jesus, it was Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez. Come on, Tuchel, let's see a bit of tactical magic. Who are you going to bring on to change this game? I guess no one. Oh, that was a bit of a daft ball, though, from Holding, who nearly played his centre-half short there. Mendy drops it into Azpilicueta. Here's Reece James, good feet from Reece James to get himself away, and then rolls it into Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek nearly turns himself into trouble, but manages to redeem it as Martin Ødegaard comes back in. I don't know what's just happened to my screen though, it's just completely glitched out, but I can still see what's going on roughly. Thiago Silva clipping one towards Marcus Alonso, there we are, thank you. I don't know why you've decided to do that to me there. And that's gone through to the hands of Aaron Ramsdale. Gone through to the hands of Ramsdale. Gabriel Martinelli is going to be coming on for Arsenal. I wonder who they'll be taking off. Will we see someone go through the middle? Will Nketiah come off? It's kind of hard to tell, because to be honest with you, Nketiah has not played well. He's got 2, like the first goal, good finish. Second goal, he was just there. He was just on the pitch. The ball just kept bouncing nicely for him and he just tapped it home. Really, really strange. Come on, Havertz, you're in my FPL team. I need you to do something, lad. Here's Saka. Saka rolls it out wide to Emile Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe looks to go down towards that byline, has to come back. Azpilicueta hot on his heels. Tavares gets himself away from Havertz, whose tackle was a little bit clumsy, into, Emile Smith-Rowe's just slipped at the vital opportunity there. Some off Ødegaard, says Curly. Striker has to be in the right place at the right time, he most certainly does. And that's fair play to him, he definitely has been tonight. Definitely has been, and it is Eddie Nketiah who will be coming off for Gabriel Martinelli. I'm trying to adjust my thingy so I can lean back a little bit. So I can lean back a little bit, but he's made more of an impact than Big Rom. I'm not going to lie, Ricky, I've made more of an impact than Big Rom. So I wouldn't use that as the comparison, but Gabriel Martinelli is on, so I wonder if he'll go through the middle directly up front, or whether there'll be a change in formation, as he typically tends to play off the left. He's kind of the player who's been rotating with Emile Smith-Rowe this season, hasn't he? But interesting to see if he'll go through the middle, maybe just some fresh legs to try and keep Thiago Silva occupied and causing some problems. Gabriel just decided to walk out into the left wing to close down Reece James. All of Smith Rowe's talent has come from Huddersfield, it most certainly has. Made in Huddersfield, Emile Smith Rowe. It's mental to me to think that he was there last season. Mental to me. Thiago Silva. Imagine if they had him this season. Imagine how good that would have been. Imagine. Not last season, the season before. That would have been mental. Aspilicueta finds Mason Mount. Mount rolls it into Reece James here. James, is he going to be able to have a moment of brilliance that we so desperately need at the moment? Mason Mount whips in the ball, looking for Kai Havertz, who was in there. We didn't fall to anyone. It's been cleared up to Thiago Silva. Smith Rowe greater than Declan Rice. Don't be silly. Martinelli shouldn't play 9 for me, but we need to rotate more in other positions. Yeah, I mean, you've not really got too many options at the moment as Hakim Ziyech is warming up. You've not really got too many options because Lacazette's got a bit of a knock. So why would you bring, why would you try and Lacazette will be a last resort. That's what I was trying to say there. If I could get my words out, Lacazette will be a last resort. Oh my God, Chelsea are nearly walking themselves into trouble once again. Malang Sarr then tries to play it out. He's somehow done well, and Timo Werner might be able to get the burners on here, but Rob Holding does well. He does his name. He holds him. Rob was holding Timo. God, I need to go outside. Some of these jobs again, pathetic. Jokes. Some of these jokes again, pathetic. Brighton need to bring on more pay. Don't disrespect the Basmati Busquets. What does that even mean? That's why Lokonga has been playing so poorly recently. He started in the beginning of the season, but he was left out for ages. Yeah, you need to get rotation into your sides. And also make sure that they're up to speed with everything. James's cross there, whipped in across the front of the box. I thought someone might get a touch on that. Chelsea really need to up it though. Sub off Pulisic. He's not even on the pitch, mate. He's not even on the pitch yet, unless he's come on and you're a minute behind me, ahead of me. But he's not on the pitch, Christian Pulisic. Kai Havertz is the man who's on the pitch at the moment. Here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who finds Reece James, who rolls it down the line there towards Mason Mount. The cross there just blocked and ended up directed towards Granit Xhaka. Chelsea just look flat. They really look flat. It's almost as if they were expecting when Nketiah scored to just go up the other end and score. It's almost as if they were just expecting that, and because it hasn't happened, they're now like, oh, we've actually got to do something. Like, that is actually how they look. It's unbelievable to me that Chelsea have conceded 3 again. At least 3 again. Sub off the defence. Dino says you always win games. You're the one who said that. You're the one who said that. What a great time it was for you to pitch that to us, Dino. What a great time. I think you've jinxed that, Dino. I think you've jinxed that. Emile Smith Rowe comes off, and Arsenal look like they're going to park the bus now as Cedric comes on. So it looks like it'll be a right wing back there, and I imagine Saka will move further forward as Emile Smith Rowe comes off. Did I get the score right? You're at the right score at the minute, June. You're at the right score at the minute. Saka in towards Cedric. That's going to fall to Saka, and oh my God, I thought Martinelli was going to score then. Mendy somehow grabs it. Arsenal do look like they're off a little bit part of the bus at the moment, but boring football, but if it works, you can't knock it. Chelsea shouldn't be in this position anyway. Here's N'Golo Kante. who finds Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's going to roll it out wide. Reece James, we need a moment of magic from someone. Who is going to be that man to step up for Chelsea tonight? Reece James's cross is poor, easily cleared by El Neni. Werner's touch was a little bit chaotic, but he drops it back to Malang Sarr. 2 coming for Chelsea here, says Curly. Ooh, I wish I had your optimism. Wish I had your optimism. Totally. Is that Curved who just put something in? Let me see when it pops up in the chat and then see half of it. Totally unexpected. ... Absolutely, absolutely. Matty Cash greater than Rudiger. I love how Curly just randomly puts 2 players together and then puts the greater than sign and tries to cause controversy. Aspilicueta, can you actually do something? We need some movement up front. There's no one looking to move in behind. There's a good ball there to find Mason Mount. I don't know how he's brought that down. He brought that down really nicely. And he rolls it back there. But Chelsea need to move. They need to do something. That was so close to being a fantastic ball as well from Aspilicueta as Mount made a run. But he's so static up front from Chelsea because everyone's trying to drop back in to pick up the ball. There's no one to actually roll the ball to in front of you. Last 10 minutes, 80% Chelsea possession. Are they going to make this possession tell? Are they going to be able to get 3 points, or are they just going to drag themselves slowly back into this 3rd place battle? I spoke about the importance of this game tonight, didn't I? I spoke about it at the beginning, saying that, you know, if Chelsea win tonight, you can surely say, not with absolute certainty, but with a lot of certainty, that Chelsea are going to finish in the top 4. And Chelsea, when we need it, Real Tom said it, I think. Real Tom said it. He messaged me in my DMs and said, Arsenal have only lost twice in a season to Chelsea. And it looks like it's not going to happen again here for Chelsea. It doesn't look like it. Chelsea need to, at minimum, pick up a point as Malang Sarr clips one over to Reece James. Reece James pulls it back across the box, but he's a bit of a careless cross there from Reece James and easily developed. Ziyech still hasn't come on the pitch here for Chelsea yet. I don't think the ball's been out, to be honest. What is Graham Potter's obsession with subbing off Lamptey when he's been one of the best players? Honestly, I don't know. And it's 2-0 to Manchester City as well. I didn't even update that at the bottom because I was having that much chaos going on trying to get my internet to work. I forgot to update that one, but it is 2-0 according to the reliable sources in the chat. Thank you guys. Philip Foden. Chelsea had one job, Max. Max, don't blame us. Don't blame us. You're the guys who were flunking it as well. You are the guys who were flunking it as well. So don't blame us. It's unbelievable how different Chelsea play against Arsenal to how Chelsea play against Tottenham. And I don't know what it is. Is it a mentality thing? Do they just... is Tottenham's mentality that much worse? Like... is it that much more even when it's Arsenal versus Chelsea? I don't know what it is. There must be something. There must be something for... in pretty much the last 5 years, well, since Dele Alli was in the form of his life, that Spurs haven't beaten Chelsea. And for Arsenal and Chelsea to pretty much split the points every season between them, it is absolutely mental. As Martinelli is unleashed in towards the back there, and Saka just slips at the vital point there, and just as he tries to get up, he just falls into the way of Malang Sarr. Phil Foden came to my local area a couple of years ago. Why did you say that as if it was like 40-year-old MILFs in local area, 30 miles away? Why did you say it like that? Who says local area? Thiago Silva finds Aspilicueta. Chelsea, you need to do something, lads. You need to do something. Move the ball. Like, just up it. It's easier said than done, I know, but there's no one moving. There's no one moving. Thomas Tuchel, mate, you're getting paid hundreds of £1,000s a week. Like, you've got to be able to do something. Got to be able to be better than this, Chelsea. I don't know, we came to my time, I guess. It just really tickled me, the local area thing. And Chelsea finally make the substitution and finally get on Hakim Ziyech. Talk about urgency. I think I mentioned that he was coming on about 5 minutes ago. Marcus Alonso, the man making way. So Chelsea maybe shift to a 4 at the back, potentially. Maybe shift to a 4 at the back. We'll wait and see. But probably the most likely thing, Malang Sarr off that left-hand side. Reece James off the right. Let's see how it works. Reece James off the left. At the moment, it looks like Azpilicueta's just slotting in at that centre-back role. You might as well use Malang Sarr in left-back whilst he's a left-footer. Why did I say whilst? He's always going to be a left-footer. Burnley versus Southampton tomorrow night. What a nothing game. Admittedly, for Chelsea, this should have been a nothing game. And look at the scoreline. Look at the absolute scoreline. Rob Holding, some of his passes are so questionable. I don't know how he's not giving the ball away more. What a ball that is from Gabriel, though. And Malang Sarr's completely clattered into Cedric. Cedric might be able to look up and pull one back to Nuno Tavares. Tavares! Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely left-footed, isn't he? Definitely left-footed. It was really good play, though, from Cedric Suarez down that right-hand side. Great ball as well from Gabriel on his left foot to switch it. He does well to get past Malang Sarr, then gets back to his feet as well after being brought down by the Frenchman. And I don't know why Tavares has hit that on his right foot, unbelievably to some degree. I don't know why he's hit that on his right foot. It seems bonkers to me that he did that. 150th Premier League appearance for Cedric Suarez, of course, most of those being for Southampton. Stop praising Derby. Stop praising Derby. It's an Arsenal. Stop praising Arsenal. It's a Derby. Well, they're playing well. I mean, I can slag Chelsea off, but you know it's credit where credit's due. I'm not just going to be like, oh, Arsenal are rubbish, because they've been good in this game. That's the thing. That's the thing. If Chelsea are being rubbish, I will slag them off. I think they're looking to make a substitution here. Actually, I think we're waiting for a ball. 4-4 is still on, says Curly. Curly's desperate for this 4-all, isn't he? Curly is desperate for this 4-all. Azpilicueta there slips and he gives the ball away to Nuno Tavares there. Now Ziyech is going to roll it, looking for Loftus-Cheek, but Chelsea just can't keep hold of the ball. It's nicked back again by El Neni. Here is Saka, who's going to find Tavares. Tavares tries to ping one forward there, looking for Malang Sarr. Chelsea just cannot get themselves on the ball, and Mason Mount's given away a foul now on Cedric Suarez. So Chelsea just can't get out. Chelsea just cannot get out. We've got 6 minutes, 6 minutes left on the clock here. And Chelsea just cannot get their way out. Oh, Mason Mount, that's high. Oh, that looked painful. I hope that doesn't go to VAR. That looked really painful on Cedric Suarez, really painful. Admittedly, when I first saw it, I kind of thought the foul would have come on Mason Mount, but looking at that, his studs aren't high, but he's put his foot down onto the top of Cedric Suarez, which was where the pain comes, obviously, because of the studs. But Arsenal has Tuchel's number, clearly does, clearly. Arteta even. I just read that at Arsenal. Ødegaard. Well, next by Kante. It's going to be striked by... Who was that? It was Tavares. I don't know why he thinks he can shoot. But blaze that one over. I don't have Tuchel's number, but I know he isn't on 3 Network. That is very true. I'm sure. To be fair, he probably is. I can't take everything away from him. Oh my God, Chelsea, you need to book your ideas up, lads. What is wrong with this game? Come on, Chelsea. I'm sat here and every second that goes by, I believe a little bit less and a little bit less that they can do it. And I want to be able to believe, but I can't. I just cannot believe. Reece James pulls the ball into Timo Werner, and that's nicked by Rob Holding. Rob Holding's having the weirdest game of my life. Defensively, he's been okay. His passing's been shoddy. But somehow, he's keeping Timo Werner and Kai Havertz under wraps, and I don't quite know what's going on. Ziyech whips one in, looking towards Timo Werner that time, and it was a little bit clumsy from Ben White, but you know, it's gone out of play for Arsenal goal kick. Wiki says we'll see the game isn't over and only a 1-goal league. With Arsenal, nothing is a guarantee. You sound like an Arsenal fan, Sam. I'd never say that, Wiki. I'd never say that. The thing is with Chelsea, and also to the same degree as well with Arsenal, it's not having that lethal goal scorer. When you're in moments like this, you don't sit there and go, oh, for example, bring on Giroud. We don't have that anymore. Timo Werner burst down the left-hand side. That cross was poor from Timo Werner. You don't have that. You don't have that. You don't go, oh, let's bring on Giroud, bring on Tammy, bring on whoever. You don't have that option. And that is the problem for me with Chelsea at the moment. We don't have that option. We have one striker and then an attacking midfielder and a left winger. Mount whips in the corner. It's flapped up a little by Ramsdale. Actually, I'll give him more credit there. That was a lot better. Chelsea played 12-year-old. I don't know what that means, Aiden, or like 12-year-olds, because that would be correct. We don't even create enough chances for an elite goal scorer. I miss Giroud. Olivier Giroud disrespected. I miss Giroud. Like when he's done quite well as well when he's been fit in Milan. He's done quite well. I miss him. But still left. I can't remember. Well, Chelsea, they even just need a backup striker. We don't have a backup striker to Romelu Lukaku because we've got someone who plays as better in a 2, Timo Werner. We've got someone who plays better as a false 9, and then someone who just doesn't look like he wants to play. And we don't have a backup striker. If we want to play with one striker, Werner, that's a lovely play there to roll it into Mount. Can Mount manage to shift the ball away, and he rolls it into Werner, and it's just got too much fizz on it that time. We need a progressive midfielder like Arthur or Sanchez. Yeah, that probably sounds good. Giroud is good but not prolific enough, which is what frustrated me. Get Giroud as a guest on the SRL channel. Can only dream. None of our strikers, even with Giroud bagging off. It's been a long time since Chelsea had a prolific goal scorer who's been number 9. It's been a long time. We've been reliant on Eden Hazard until 4 years ago, and we've not filled that void since. Tammy did well in his first season. 15 goals in the Prem, but then didn't get enough time, and obviously Chelsea sold him. Now he's doing well. Great to see him doing well, but Chelsea just need to... It's about having patience with some of these players to some degree, but with people like Lukaku, if you're not working for it, why keep them in the team? Just get rid of them, offload them. I don't care. Like, I'm sure 20 million won't go amiss to the new owners, and it definitely wouldn't have gone amiss in January, and Chelsea have given the ball away. Only Martinelli might be able to counter-attack, but it's a good footing by Thiago Silva. That being said, Martinelli's won it back and given it to Cedric Suarez. Here is Martinelli now. Oh, come on, Chelsea. You've got to up it, lads. You've got to up it. You're at home. And there's a penalty. There is an... What are you doing? He was nowhere near the ball. What are you doing? We'll check the VAR on that, but he was nowhere near the ball. You might as well have tackled me. I don't know what's going on. Azpilicueta's fuming with Saka. I'm sure VAR will check that. And it's all kicking off just a little bit here. Azpilicueta conceded the penalty. It's all getting a bit heated here because Azpilicueta is clearly not happy. But if he has given away a foul there on Saka, why? It was nowhere bloody near him. Got 4 minutes of added time at the end of the game, plus whatever the hell this is that's going on. If we end up having a penalty, let's see if we do end up having a penalty. Gabriel gets himself in the book with a yellow card. The referee pointed us to the spot as being adamant. We've not seen an actual replay, so I don't know what's happened. We finally get the replay. In comes the ball. I mean, Aspilicueta, what? You might as well have bloody tackled me. He's nowhere near the ball. It's going to Reece James. You honestly might as well have just kicked me in the face and it would have done more than... Oh my God. How has he even spat his dummy out about that as well? He's got his arms all over Bukayo Saka. All over Saka. So, it's Saka, who has missed penalties before, as we all know, against Edouard Mendy. Bukayo Saka against Edouard Mendy. Oh, for God's sake. What? Aspilicueta, what are you doing? Why? Why have you tried? Why have you tried to foul Saka there? He's nowhere near the ball. He's nowhere near the ball. And you've just given them a spot kick. And that's not what Chelsea need. You have got to be kidding me, man. You've got to be kidding me. Awful. Honestly. Arsenal have come to Stamford Bridge and Chelsea have made them look like the greatest team ever, and now they're bloody dancing in the corner. Bloody hell. Have a check of yourself. You've sat in 6th, man. Grow up. Have a check of yourself. You scored 1 penalty in a game where Chelsea have been shambolic. And you're dancing as if you just won the World Cup. I'll tell you what, the last time you got to an international final and you took a penalty, Saka, let me remind you of what happened there. Let me remind you. Dancing. What an absolute blithering idiot. Aspilicueta, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? There's no need for him to make a tackle there. No need. And then he put Aspilicueta there as the goal. Thanks for the point, Sam. Chelsea really should palm us. We definitely should. We definitely should. You just got a free few points there. 92. I've bloody forgotten his name now. Forgotten his name as well. Jesus. Honestly, unbelievable. Unbelievable from Chelsea tonight. What? This cannot happen again. This cannot happen again. This cannot happen again from Chelsea. We cannot go on a run, look good, and then all of a sudden crumble. We cannot do that again, and Everton have equalised, you are correct. We cannot keep doing this. I said earlier, how close are we? How many times do we see, you know, Manchester City and Liverpool just bow down to teams that aren't Manchester City and Liverpool? Never. Never. We never see it. Chelsea have bowed down in front of West Ham, in front of Arsenal, and now in front of Brentford as well, man. I just don't even know what to say anymore. It's that pathetic, this game. It's that pathetic. Curly says it's 3-0 in City as well. I've given up. I've given up, honestly. And Lacazette comes on for the final few moments. If we don't get 5/6, you need to sack this manager. You do, because like tonight, I don't know what Chelsea have been thinking tonight. We might as well have put a brick in the middle of the field and we would have defended better. We might as well have put a brick with Eduard Mendy, and he would have done better than Andreas Christensen in that first half. He was shambolic. This second half, Azpilicueta, have a look at yourself, mate. Have a look at yourself. You spat your dummy out when you clearly fouled Saka, and then spat your dummy out and caused people to, have a bit of a fight, which is not needed whatsoever. Just man up and admit that you've done something wrong. You've tackled someone for no reason whatsoever. The ball's nowhere near you. That's what I can't get my head around. If it was 3-2, yes, it was a shambolic goal to have conceded. Like, it just kept bouncing, no one cleared their lines or anything. But okay, Nketiah, he does his job. He does his job. But Azpilicueta, just when I was talking about how much do we need heroes, leaders, we need them. And Chelsea tonight, every single one of them has just gone, we're alright, it's Arsenal. We let Arsenal, they can come to Stamford Bridge, they can have 10 men and draw 2-2 with us, they can play shambolic all season, over the last 4 games of the season, and then turn up at the Bridge and score 4, and let Saka, a man who has taken 2 penalties in his life, one of them was the biggest ever, score a penalty. I cannot believe, and I will not believe, that this is the same Chelsea side that put in that ridiculous performance. And Azpilicueta now is getting some jip from the Chelsea fans by the looks of things. And I'm not surprised. What were you doing? Azpilicueta's gobbing off at some fans. Oh my God, Azpilicueta's lost his head. Azpilicueta's lost his head. Azpilicueta's lost his head. He's yelling at fans. He is absolutely yelling at fans. I cannot believe it. Oh God, it's Dino's fault. It is. He said Chelsea always win. Oh God. Honestly. Villa, please beat City. Good impartial stream, Sam says Curved. That was doused. Absolutely covered in sarcasm from Curved there. To be fair, I've been pretty impartial the whole time. I'd like to think when Chelsea play I keep pretty impartial, but tonight Chelsea have been shambolic, and Arsenal, they should not have come here and done what they did tonight. Fair enough, I mean, they've played well for Arsenal, but to be honest, they've just hit up. They've had like 4 shots and they've all gone in. Chelsea's defending has been utterly awful tonight, and I cannot believe I've just seen Azpilicueta go over to the fans and gob off at the fans. They have a right to be annoyed at you, Azpilicueta. They have a right to be annoyed at you. You might not have been at fault for a couple of the other goals, but you were definitely at fault for that final one, and potentially the third one. I can't remember who the calamitous clearances were for, but oh my gosh. Is Azpilicueta still captain? I'll have to wait and see in the morning. Give you a bit of respect, Tom. Are you aware that you're not the man who won the game there? Are you aware that that is not how it works? Hope you play like this in the final of the Cup, Sam. I mean, if we do, we're just getting walked over. We might as well hand Liverpool the FA Cup now. Like, we might as well. If we're going to turn up like that and just let Arsenal walk all over us, don't get me wrong, Arsenal on their day are a good team. But the form they've been in, they should not come to Stamford Bridge and score 4. Okay, if they drew with us 1-1. But they should not go to Stamford Bridge and score 4. This is why I said Tuchel has to be questioned by the fan base to some degree. The attack and recent defensive performances have been awful. Like, he has to answer for this. He has to be consistent. He has to be consistent, and he has to find a way to get these strikers to score goals. Because it's all well and good having, what? Havertz was 70 mil, Werner was 50 mil, Lukaku was 100 mil, 220 mils worth of striker. But if you've You know, if you've got 220 mil of striker and between them this season they've scored 15 goals, well, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. That is not good enough at all. And yes, Chelsea still have a game in hand. They're still 5 points clear of Tottenham, so it's not devastating at the end of the day. But this is a side who want to be talked about in the same light as Manchester City and Liverpool. And if they don't beat teams like Arsenal at home, Brentford exactly the same at home, then they're only going to be in trouble. The next game we've got is West Ham. We already saw what they did. Tuchel needs to find that consistency. He needs to find the consistency. He doesn't play the same defence every week. Look at Liverpool. Look at Manchester City. How rarely does Pep Guardiola change things? He barely does. Unless it's maybe a few attacking changes. He has his little pep roulette where he'll swap Foden for maybe Grealish, depending on who the opposition is. But look at that defence of Liverpool. I could probably tell you now who's going to play, bar injuries, at the weekend. And 4 of those players at the back, out of the 5, are guaranteed. Robertson, Trent, Van Dijk, Alisson, not Edison. Those players will be guaranteed. Name one player in this Chelsea defence who's guaranteed. Reece James. That is it. Thomas Tuchel changes stuff too much. Why change something if it isn't broken? I appreciate the likes of Rudiger needed a rest tonight. He absolutely did. But why change it to that degree if it's not broken? Thiago Silva should be starting from the start. That changes the game. That absolutely changes the game. Chelsea need that consistency. Midfield-wise, the last few weeks we've played, what have we played? Mateo Kovacic and Kante. Kante and Loftus-Cheek. Jorginho and Kovacic. Jorginho and Kante. Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek. Mason Mount's played in centre midfield. They need to move the players around better. They need to use the players better and be the most, They need to create a squad and a core of the squad that they keep the same week in, week out. That is the difference between Manchester City at the top of the table and Chelsea, Manchester City and Liverpool and Chelsea in 3rd place. That is the difference. They have that difference between them. Curve says Tuchel will get sacked, wait and see. Huddersfield to save the season, says Curly. We need more quality to be consistent over a longer period. If Tuchel gets sacked, who do they bring in? I don't think Tuchel will get sacked. I think asking for Tuchel to be sacked, I think is silly at this current moment in time. You know, he's just over a year into this job, and he's won the Champions League with Chelsea, and he's got us to 2 FA Cup finals. So it's a little bit early to be talking about that. But this summer is his 2nd summer in charge of Chelsea Football Club. If results aren't starting to turn by the end of the year, and if Chelsea aren't pushing for that title, then there's going to be questions asked. Frank Lampard didn't last much longer, and Frank Lampard had a great start to his 2nd season at Chelsea, and he didn't last much longer. So that has got to really, really be bared in mind. Even we've been consistent in terms of lineup for a large proportion of the season. Yeah, and that's what I mean. That gives you the consistency. It gives you the consistency. Chelsea have conceded 11 goals in their last 5 home matches, just over 2 a game, which is mental. You know, we shouldn't be conceding 8 goals at Brentford and Arsenal. We should not be conceding that. A maximum of 2. A maximum. Okay, if Arsenal beat us 2-0, maximum of 3. It shouldn't be 8. 8 is a ridiculous number for anyone to concede over 2 games, let alone 3rd place, let alone against a side that are sat in 13th, and a side that have just come off the back of 3 straight defeats. It's been a shambolic night for Chelsea tonight, so I'm going to leave you guys there. I do hope you have enjoyed and put up with my rambling and my ranting about Chelsea. Congratulations to Arsenal. You know, you've seized your moment here. You've seized your moment. You saw a weakened Chelsea side. You made the most of a mistake from Christensen. There was a mistake for the penalty. Chelsea didn't clear their lines on the third one. You know, we gave the game to Arsenal. We definitely did. We gave the game to Arsenal. And over the course of 90 minutes, you cannot give the talent of Saka, you know, even Nketiah, you can't give him options in the box. You can't give him those opportunities to score inside the box, because don't get me wrong, Eddie Nketiah is not the greatest of strikers on the planet. It's not like he's got Cristiano Ronaldo popping up in the box. But any Premier League quality striker, or even Championship quality striker, the ball pops at their feet inside the 18-yard box. Just stick a toe on the end of it. Just stick a toe on it. You should barely be losing at home, period. Exactly, Wiki. Chelsea have the 9th best home record in the league. Shambolic. And Chelsea says, how do you lose to Arsenal? I don't know. But I'm going to leave you guys there on that absolute bombshell of a game. Oh, God. It's been such a roller coaster of emotions this last week being a Chelsea fan. Like the last few weeks, 2-3 weeks, you know. That 4-1 obviously spelt disaster. Then we lost 3-1 and you're thinking, okay, it was Real Madrid, but we've conceded 7 over 2. Then we batter Southampton 6-0 and you're like, that's better. It's just a ridiculous result for Chelsea to concede. And Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea, and that defence in particular, need to have a long, hard look at themselves. They need to put themselves under the spotlight, under the microscope, and they need to... Something needs to change at Chelsea Football Club. Either Tuchel needs to change his tactics, there needs to be a drastic turnaround and overhaul of squad players. Obviously, we can't buy anyone, and we can't start inquiring people. And that causes so many problems. And, you know, Chelsea, they definitely need some more defenders. When's the next stream, Sam? It'll be probably the weekend. I don't think there's any of the games which I want to do. Any of the games that I want to do tomorrow night. So it'll probably be at the weekend. But there will be a video dropping Friday. One player each of your team. One transfer each Premier League team should make. That is the title of the video on Friday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And no surprises for guessing who I decided to what position I decided to pick for Chelsea. Kind of preemptively, I've already recorded the video, it's already completely recorded and edited, and I've decided to pick a defender, and tonight has just shown that. All over. All the Terriers, they play on Friday, don't they? I think they play on Friday, they got Barnsley. Just one transfer each Premier League team should make. So I've picked out a player, so I've gone through, and this is the part A. Because otherwise, Wiki, it goes, I just sit there for like 30 minutes and people don't engage with it, and I sit there for 30 minutes. If I was doing something live like this, I'd get more views. And I'm not saying it's all about the views or anything like that, but if I sit there and make a 30-minute video for 30 people to click on it, the amount of editing that goes into that, I might as well just come on here and not have to do any editing or anything like that, so it works better. And then we'll do a part A and a part B. Part B will be out next Friday as well. Huddersfield should sign Messi. Only one, not two then. No, of course not. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you to it. I want to head to bed. I want to go sulk and act like a little baby like Aspilicueta did at the end of that game. I don't know, honestly, why would you gob off at the fans, man? He's clearly frustrated. Both of them, the fans and everything. Oh, don't get me started again. Right, guys, thank you for watching. Like I say, keep your eyes peeled for that video on Friday. I do appreciate those who have stopped by tonight. Thank you for being active in the chat. Absolutely love it. I will speak to you all soon, and most importantly, guys, do stay safe. Cheers.